Welcome back to some Friday Ironheart Merchant Company Session 80. Well, it was going to be a bloody battle, but I think things are going to change a little bit. You'll find out soon in a minute because Rollman has unfortunately found himself attending a martial school where he was teaching some younglings about his maneuvers, and unfortunately, those exams are running quite long, and so he will not be joining the party today. However, last time we left off is honestly most of it's going to be covered by Bartimaeus today, so I'm going to kind of lightly skirt most of it and just go over the general topics, which is to say that the party last time had, without James, who found himself spending his 8 hours. Actually, hold up. What did you do again, James?
I did some looking around town and some research.
Oh, that's
Leave
right. Here it
there.
is.
I have to
Yeah, because
keep
you
my
were.
stuff sort of quiet.
Yeah, you went and looked into some books. You got a message from a world leader that technically it took about a year to get to you. Well, actually,
And then I'm
only
sending a
six
letter
months.
back as a slap in the face for the snail mail.
Yeah, only 6 months. So, not that about this time actually. And then let me see, what was the other thing? Yes, looking into individuals around town that fit problems with your current curse, as well as looking into anything that had to do with contracts, which made sense as James found himself investigating the libraries and talking to people throughout town. Unfortunately, not finding much of what he was looking for, but some treasures nonetheless did make themselves available. Meanwhile, Rolamund, Bartimaeus the Corpulent, and Soot Spear to be specific, found themselves investigating into some issues that Rolamund had mentioned to the party prior. Without James, the party figured it was worth at least gathering information on, and unfortunately, while it did head to a few things that were learned, much of it would be dealt with quite quickly in campaign. Um, a quick visit to Shit Alley, as one player has to coin the term now, would see a little bit of a change of pace as the party decided to get to the bottom and figure out if there were any more individuals related to the group they had been looking into left in the city at that time. And once things were confirmed, and finished out, the party found themselves returning back, while Roloman now had to return or head off to his own class, suddenly realizing as the group arrived in front of James to catch him up on what's gone on throughout the day. Technically, this isn't the date isn't correct for where we're coming back to session. We will be coming back the night or the evening of the 11th, but I assume since it is a common policy that the party doesn't try to go out at night because that's when demons seem to show up for them. We'll be going to bed quite shortly after that. So, with that, we're going to come back to session once again, returning technically on the year 65,006, the month of the planting, or April. The evening of the 11th day, though we'll be fast forwarding right after to the 12th day. And the weather, unfortunately, looks to be staying rainy, cloudy, and only increasing by about 5 degrees between the 2 days, going up to 60 degrees the following morning. However, before
Oh,
we
it's getting
jump
close.
ahead, it is because I mean, as we get closer and closer to the summer. However, as we get further, or as we go further ahead, or before we go further ahead, we return back for a moment to Bartimaeus and Soot, having seen Rollman run off to his class after informing them that he would be back within a day or two, as it would take him probably the rest of the week to take care of this potentially. Um, the two of you find yourselves, Bartimaeus and Soot, heading into the throne room where James has kind of set up a large desk and a chair to kind of do paperwork while still looking official, not really choosing to sit on the large anvil chair that really was not fitted to anyone's ass, as he learned quite quickly. It was quite uncomfortable. His nice leather chair that
It
he's
needs
kind
cushioning.
of yeah, his nice leather merchant chair that you usually see at like high guild offices has been set up. The cushion 5,000, if you will, very rare and expensive infernal silk weave of a leather chair. Um, but as you lot come in, seeing him kind of working away at some paperwork, um, James, I will note, as you see them come in, right beforehand, before they would have arrived, a courier would have let you know of a confirmation that it has begun, and that is to say that the raiding season for the Vikinger and Storm Jarls of the Storm Giants will be, or
Oh.
season has started. None have been spotted as of yet in the territory, but the Snowbeard Kingdom constantly deals with their raids, so.
Yeah. On the list now, we gotta go talk to engineers and get stuff set back up, otherwise we're gonna have some fucking problems.
True.
Oh, pain.
But as you kind of holding the bridge of your nose, as you pinch it with your two fingers, you look up and see as Soot and Bartimaeus the Corpulent come walking in as the courier kind of runs out behind them. As you look up, seeing them, they look to be now a bit more well. They look to be freshly cleaned up, as if they had returned a little while ago before, or a little bit beforehand, to get themselves organized. But as you notice, no Rollerman amongst the group. The other two kind of continue walking up until they stand right before your desk.
Okay, did you sacrifice Rollman to something?
No, of course not. You're simply
Should I?
indisposed.
Should I have? I can go do that.
No, I was just asking because he tends to get himself into some trouble just like everybody else does.
No, he's fine.
I just look towards Sun at the mention of getting himself in trouble and just give him a shrug of what the fuck's he talking about?
No.
You all would have heard about the time Rollman cut his own arm off and got turned into a dog.
I don't think we would have.
How does that come up in casual conversation? What?
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
I just sat down. Who starts a conversation like that?
Well then, how was your roll today? Productive, I hope?
It was bracing. We solved a number of problems. I'm happy to report. The church has been dismantled, although perhaps some additional contractors might be a wise idea.
Which
There was
church?
the one at El Ugbo, in the sewers.
The cultist setup down below.
I was afraid you just slaughtered the Church of the One Eye.
No,
And
that's
while that
next.
would be helpful.
I mean, give us another couple of days. We could only do so much in 24 hours.
It's been 8 hours.
Oh, time flies.
What? I kind of look at him. Time crawl.
I suppose. Yes, that's better saying. In any
Anyways,
case,
so you've dealt with the cultists.
yes, they should be dead. It is important to know. I wouldn't trust followers of the Ugbo. Where are you? You seem to have designs on your life.
Good to know.
Yes. Fortunately, they've been dealt with, so I wouldn't foresee problems in the immediate future.
We'll have to make a point to Julian, should he come to visit us on his own, that he may want to deal with the rest of that.
Yes.
Or
Also-
push them just out of my own territories and leave it for the rest of the country to deal with, only letting those that I actually like know.
Also, through some intense questioning, they seem to have found the boy and have designs on him.
Well, it won't be our problem. Soon enough, I'll have to see if Varix can move him back into the city and keep him placated until his father arrives, or get him back to his father as a grand gesture by me.
Well, I do have a vial of his blood. I can track him if needed, but... Yes, what you were saying?
It will take time to get the boy back. A bit of
Remind me,
Well-
DM, where exactly was he?
We don't know.
I've got his general direction
You-
and distance.
you don't.
I don't know. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
I remember like 6 months out.
Apologies, something hit my door. We're gonna take a quick break because there's a fucking massive. Alright, so the recording's back. Apologies for that. We took a moment. The DM had to strike out against the monster that had broke into his house. Goddamn spider. Alright, so to answer your question, I believe I told you he was being held in Dragon's Crown because it was like a 6 month to a year travel.
No, yeah, he was a year away in Dragontown. The other person was 6 months away in the ruins of one of the other city we'd been to. Yeah,
The ruins
yeah,
of
yeah.
Lastspire?
I think so.
James's family's town?
Yeah, that sounds right for the
Yeah.
other dude. Yep.
Other dude. I'm trying to remember which the
I'm
other
gonna
dude.
have to let somebody
The
specific know
one that
about
was
that.
disguised.
Yes, got you.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Now I remember. Good.
Beginning to realize I've made a hell of a fucking stealthy character in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but continue your explanation.
Oh, where was I? Oh,
Well,
yes.
Where the
Uh-huh.
boy was.
I was in Dragon's Crown, so some chicanery seems to be afoot. In any case, let's see what else is important. Yes, within the church, there seems to be some collusion between the Order of the Tower Guild. You may know them as the sect of blood magic that the Storm Giants perform.
The kind I was going to see if we could look into for what legends I've already heard.
Yes, I might forestall those things, considering there seems to be an inexorable link between them, the Helagbo worshippers that again want to kill you, and one of the newest attempted recruits.
Alright then, thank you both for dealing with that. I'll thank Rollman for it when I see him next.
I was gonna give like a nod and just turn to his soda. Like, is there anything I'm missing? You remember of importance? Yes, the spell circles.
Yes.
We do need to return. We were delayed in doing so, but there are a number of spell circles focused on summoning that still exists near the place that the church was. So,
We did also kill the monsters that were in the church.
Those weird creatures Rollman very briefly mentioned?
Yes, there were 2 of them.
they seem to collect limbs.
And
That
their blood would melt things, seemingly. So
understood.
All in all, what I believe most people would refer to as a bad time.
Yes, I can see how that would be.
but with that squared away. Oh, and I think I heard about a building burning down.
All right, completely unrelated to us.
Yes, there was a
Raiding
fire.
season starts, and now we have a fire. Oh, problems.
I thought you would have heard about it. It happened not too long into our 8-hour tenure.
You hear a loud knock on the door.
That's probably it. I'll go get the door.
I was waylaid for a while dealing with a message from somebody.
Soot walks over to the door, kind of cracking it open, looking. You see a courier standing there, wearing the sigil of the Silver Hearth Inn, the same one that slightly burnt down last time.
Please, come in.
He nods and goes, Lord James of House Ironheart. As he gives a light bow and kind of starts jogging down the way towards you, a slight covered in soot, and kind of looks at you and goes, My father's inn has officially been put out. The fire's taken care of, and the body's recovered. Half of your officers were found dead in the back offices. We have an official list of names. This kind of hands you over a letter, already kind of sealed with the sigil of the Silver Hearth Inn's owner. Torgan Meyer Snow himself, as you kind of see, kind of cracking open and see there's like 25 officers listed on there. That people you've never really met, nor do you recognize most of the names of.
I will. So I'll have to cross-reference it with the records I had on my old crew, see if any of those names were on there.
Oh, you'd know your own crew off this list. To make clear, I'm saying that you've never known these people or met them personally.
Huh. All right. As I'll look to pass off the paper.
Of course. Of course.
Courier kind of gives a bow and turns and starts jogging back, heading out the door as he closes it behind him as you're left alone once again.
I know no one on that list.
Those be the aforementioned cultists. Again, had nothing to do with the fire, though.
Yes.
We will have to deal with that then deal with the rest of them at some point, since it seems like you may have not gotten all of them.
No. We will deal with things. You will continue to act as you have been. Because nothing is wrong in this city, and there's nothing to freak out about. Right, my lord?
There's no reason to panic. Just some small crimes to look into.
Of course. In time.
On that note, I did find this as James Will set out the book that he got and the excerpt from On Contract Magic. I will have to send a letter to the Closen territories, as you suggested, to see if we can get someone to come here, or to ask permission to visit and meet with one of these oracles.
I could send a letter to my old employer if you wish. Can't promise
That may be very helpful.
But at the very least, if my letter gets intercepted, no one will think twice. They'll assume your letter is important for one reason or another.
Understandable. I hope you will. Oh, and Bartimaeus, a reward so far for your work. Consider this a bonus for dealing with that, as James will produce the Wing of Wizardry 2.
Wing?
And hand it off to you.
Ring. Okay. I was like, are you giving
we got a wing?
pair of butterfly wings? Like, it's okay, I'm down with this. That's kind of interesting and creepy and morbid.
Just
Behold, I am a pretty prince.
Yes.
I hate this.
Awesome.
I hate this.
beautiful. All in.
But I don't know how to work with your blood magic, but usually this type of artifact will double the number of spells an arcane caster can use.
I see. Allow me a moment of study as I turn to God.
Yes, what's up?
To work with blood magic.
I don't know if it'll do anything. It's for
Let me
spell
look
slots.
Let me look it up.
It doubles your spell slots of that rank. I don't know if it'll do anything for you.
If it doesn't help you,
no,
then I'll
it
figure
will.
something
It's
else
just
out.
I've got to look it up because I'll be honest, guys. I have not played a caster that was competent in a minute because I haven't had to. So give me a second to look up. Where arcane spells for Daredevil for one specific. Oh, so the way this would work, it'd just be half the HP lost instead. So basically, you'd in a sense you would get double. So if it's a ring 1, you'd get basically for every first level spell, it would be halved on those ones.
Your second level spells are cheaper.
Yep.
Works for me. They cost 1 now.
Yep. Which useful. And
Spam even more grease.
Oh no, I forgot Grease is a second level spell. I've cursed myself.
That's a first level one, but
But it's also so useful.
It is. its uses outweighs its negatives here.
As Bartimaeus kind of takes the ring, putting it onto his finger, kind of looking over the beauty and craftsmanship of the ancient piece that's far older than the first age itself. Um, Another knock comes at the grand hall doors. Note, at this point, realize it's around like 10 p.m. Most people, while the city is still awake, don't look to be visiting with a lord at this kind of hour for reference,
Yeah.
James.
James preps to grabbing his shield and his
Okay.
hammer.
I'm gonna wave Bart to be near James as I'll slowly go to get the door.
I'm just kind of like impose like the enormity of my form and stomach.
Can I hide behind Bartimaeus?
Easily. Between the desk and Bartimaeus, you could stand up between the two and be completely hidden.
Just stay in your
Perfect.
chair. You won't see shit.
Yeah. As you walk
Perfect.
over to the door, you see as you open it, about a 5 foot tall with black eyes and red skin, two large horns kind of pulling out of his head that seem to slightly glimmer with red energy. The beard and hair glimmering almost in a bright ginger coloration. Wearing this almost infernal looking armor of dark black coloration with bits of red kind of glimmering throughout it that kind of almost pulse with magic. Though, as the figure kind of shows himself in front of you, you do notice the rest of him is cloaked, where as he wears seems to close himself back off with this massive, heavy red pelted cloak. That, as you look at him, you feel almost a fondness to the individual. The longer you look at the cloak,
Huh. And I don't recognize this guy. He's just some
You-
dude with horns.
you do not.
Who am I introducing to meet with the Lord?
The Lord of the Zonde is probably the easiest way to get him to
Oh.
answer.
So get the fuck out of the way now.
Well, no, dude. If he's Lord, there's no world we're stopping this guy.
James, it might be your time. I don't know.
Bartimaeus quickly whispers behind his back.
I turn around and I say, announcing the Lord of the Zonde to meet with Lord Ironheart.
As he says this, Bartimaeus and James, you can feel the dark mana oozing into the room from the doorway.
Do I recognize this dark mana? Does it feel like pride?
Give me a spellcraft check.
Didn't they say they had a lord? I think this is that lord.
I mean, yeah, they did, but, I feel like asking because James is trying to keep himself alive.
Gonna kick our ass.
I just like give a look to Soda's like, we ain't got this.
17.
No,
Yes, it does seem to be pride.
we ain't got shit.
As the individual kind of walks
I just
through.
will wait.
Yeah.
I'll wait for him to walk up to me, I guess.
As he walks through, his menacing form as he puts it, one hand kind of a thumb wrapped into a belt around his waist that seems to give slight screams of agony as he moves it, adjusting it for his finger to sit and his hand to rest. He takes a few steps forward, kind of looks up at Soot. There's a slight nod, and then continues on as he walks up to the desk, standing in front of Bartimaeus. Yeah. Still hand or thumb kind of latched into the front of his belt as he kind of slightly jostles it and looks up at Bartimaeus and goes, Lord James of the Ironheart, you've grown mighty round.
I'm behind him.
Step slightly to the side.
Ah. A little less round, but still, you might want to watch the food you're eating. Kind of looks James up and down, and then kind of looks back over at Bartimaeus, and looks back at James again, and goes...
1 second, I got a phone call.
Oh, okay. Take your time. We'll take a quick intermediate break, people, for those watching at home.
Fucking okay, I'm
Alright,
ready.
we're back. Thank you so much for that quick intermediary break. No problem at all, James. I understand. He looks at you as he makes this comment and kind of stares, waiting
May
for your
have missed
response.
his comment because I got called at the exact moment you were talking. So.
He just basically called you still slightly round and to watch what you're eating.
Yeah. Yeah, he said Barnabas was round. Barnabas moved, and he said, "Oh, slightly less round, but you should still watch what you eat."
Thank you for the advice, Lion. To what do I owe the pleasure of the visit?
The lion. He toys with his beard a little bit as he takes his other hand and kind of rubs it through. A little bit of fire kind of flaring off his fingers as he runs it through the beard. Looks at you and goes, "Not the beast I would use, but I understand your sentiment. I have come here, though, not to trade insults or words at this time, dear James, but to let you know that I have assisted in removing those who would have been a pain for you. But I hear your compatriots sought an interest in what I was doing, and I think I may have scared Rolliman so badly he may have shot himself before he escaped. So I came to introduce and inform you of my doings and going-ons, as I'm actually leaving along with my siblings to another land now that we have dealt with the majority of the issues we are looking into in these territories. Those of the snake's head has been chopped off, the stars have vanished, and we spiders see no value any further in intervening on what's going on.
With how he
Thus,
said that, this is not Pride, this is someone else.
and looks at you and goes,
Unless you misspoke.
"No, I did not."
I'll say, I never mind spiders. That's a different group. Oh
Yeah.
no.
I know what I did say. I said that on
Oh
purpose.
god.
Kind
Who
of
the fuck
looks
is?
at you and goes, "We've decided to grant you one of the child we had taken prior, giving you this back as a gift and sign of acceptance that your lands will be left in peace for what is to come. Well, not by, at least in peace by our hands. Should you accept the tiny child back, we shall call everything even and allow you to continue your rule. Of course,
I'm
please
guessing
choose
they're
not
referring
to.
to Mineral?
Correct.
Well, it would be nice to have my full fleet back. His mother would be very happy to have him somewhere safe. I can't say no to that. And you know I can't.
Perfect. Then I shall return him shortly by the evening, and he will be unharmed as he was when you lost him. I only wish that you will understand that we meant you no issues and look forward to future cooperation. The two strongest wish to see where you land when this comes forth, and if you bring back what they believe is to come. I kindly, he bows deep. He starts to kind of bow deeply. Thank you on their behalf of Kaijin and Lord Pride. As he
Ah,
turns and starts
you're
to
an
slightly walk
in-between.
away.
Have a wonderful evening then. And I thank you for your honest dealings with me.
As he kind of vanishes, kind of heading through the door, the mana dissipating.
Sensing motive, if I could, as I remember what he said, to try and see how, generally, if he seemed to be honest. I probably won't
That's
get
what.
much given.
Are you sure you want to check for honesty? Because I'm gonna be honest here. No play on words intended here. Honesty is a hard thing to grasp based on individuals' understanding. One who has been manipulated to believe something will tell you something as honest, even if it is a complete lie to the actual
Okay.
fact.
Given I know that he was not a Zonde, he was not a Sin, he was an in-between for what seems to be Kaijin and the Sins.
Mm-hmm. So what would
Doesn't
you...
matter which sibling he is, I would like to sense motive.
Who he is?
Well, there's nothing to sense motive there.
No, that's what I'm asking. Like, that's what I was trying to clarify. Because going for
No.
truth at this point is one thing James by now has to realize is really hard
Is-
to gather.
It's not even worth my time. It's just, okay, this is happening now.
I just want to make sure he actually leaves. I just want to follow him until he's gone.
Well, no, he fucking vanished.
I know. I'm gonna go walk.
As
back
the
and
door
see-
closes and you kind of like open it up to peek down, watching him head down the hallway, he does seem to suddenly disappear into a darkened, blackened smoke that vanishes and dissipates into the air. Can I detect magic on this dude to try and suss out if he's a shadow caster? That's an interesting. Yes, feel free. Either detect magic, spellcraft, or knowledge arcana. Let me double check detect magic's rule here real quick.
Well, they're
I
doing
think it's
that.
knowledge
Can I?
arcana for that one.
Yeah.
What would it be to figure out which side he technically belongs to based on his eyes and general appearance?
I can answer that in a moment.
Because that'll
You
tell
have
me more of which side he's favoring.
Yeah. Man, you have profession demonology, right? No.
I'd say you
No,
could,
no, I still have the cork board.
I'd say you'd be able to get 3 rounds. Strength, location, nature is the item. Give me a spellcraft check.
Cameron, no, you don't. I cleaned up my room before I left.
I have my notes on the cork board. Not as good.
You have my cork board. I took that with me.
Dude, he's gonna need it.
Yeah. Syndra needs that thing.
I have my notes on the cork board, which are very sparse of don't trust anyone.
Bartimaeus crit spellcraft here.
Not quite.
No, shit. Well, not bad though. Okay, so for yes, he does have a magical aura. Only one. Well, actually, sorry. Rather, no. To confirm, there's 2 magical auras coming off him. One and the most potent would be on his head, which would be his 2 horns. So, well, that does answer. The strength would be roughly compared to you. He is strong for his personal aura. For his magical item, it would be considered overwhelming. Let's see. Yeah. And lingering aura. His aura will definitely linger for about 6 days. As far as school, he is of an unknown school of magic that you cannot read. However, you do now recognize that there is a school of magic you do not know.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And then to answer your question, he is not a shadowcaster for your sussing out. I'll give you that. He was, from what you could tell, either some sort of sorcerer or bard, because he had no spellbook on him.
Yeah. And also the sort of, I imagine most demons tend to sorcerer like innate magic. I don't think most of them are going out and fucking studying.
Yes, natural. Well, some, yeah, because the demon folk look at magic in the idea of using it for blood rituals by sacrificing others to enhance their personal abilities permanently. So their concept of magic does not at all match up with what this individual is like. And then to answer James's question, the guy did have coal black eyes, like solid coal black, which really wouldn't give you much given the power scaling you've been given, but you can try a knowledge arcana to try and gather something on that. And then
I'll
if
try.
you want to give me something to try and figure out who he is, either knowledge history or knowledge ability. Like what the relationship is between that. Or sense motive if you want to try and figure out what the relationship is between him and Kaijin and the Sins. That would be a
That's
good
more
sense
my
motive.
angle because that makes more sense for me to try to figure out so that I know which side he's more preferential to.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he shows up again, I might be able to convince him to work against the other side if I have to.
Could be. But feel free, yeah. If you want to do a sense motive, and then, yep.
Knowledge Arcana than Sense Motive, yeah. For his racial thing. 25 for Knowledge Arcana.
Okay.
And then Sense Motive.
Oh,
9.
James was too freaked out by this guy. And actually, with that roll, that makes sense. So, for the Knowledge Arcana, this individual was a demon folk. That was a purebred demon folk reference. You could tell definitely from the magicka and how he was exerting. What would have caught your attention is the fact that this individual was spewing magic, which means he's a caster. Which definitely means, or he's a very powerful demon, like Kaijin level of strength. That would be the only example for someone who's absorbed enough individuals to exude mana himself. That would mean that he's probably someone, as you kind of put together, even with a natural 1 in sense motive, that this individual is some sort of powerful or individual who has grown in power since this era. Which is both bad and good, as James will realize. That means demons are slowly growing in power in an era when mana should be thinner, and that shouldn't be possible. Which means that soon they will outnumber and kill most of the races on this planet.
That also means those with demon blood have the same chance, though.
Correct.
It'll probably take more work, but it's possible.
As far as his eyes, though, you would gather that his eyes have nothing to do with his magical power. Given what you saw, it's probably because of his natural sorcerer-like abilities or bardic-like abilities. And I do mean both because he could be a natural orator or singer for his bardic powers instead. So
Well, I don't know which side he favors, but that's both good and terrifying. I think we should retire before we get any more visitors.
I'm sure the visitors will wake you up regardless.
so kind of watch it and like stares at the lingering smoke for a moment, still feeling an weird like an illness to the area as the mana still just lingers in the air.
Yeah, Soot doesn't think it's up to you. But yeah, rest.
Yes. I will go get my beauty sleep. You'd hate to see what I look like without it.
James will just smile kindly and nod.
Gotta go make nighttime tea for the Lord. Off I go.
As Bartimaeus kind of heads off to one of the side rooms where he's kind of made himself comfortable. What was the previous queen's personal chambers, as it has the largest bed in the entirety of the castle, and it is more than fluffy enough to support Bartimaeus. Soot kind of walks off into the kitchen off to the side to make some tea. James is left there realizing that all of the major powerful demon factions that he has been afraid of this entire campaign are starting to work together to deal with the Ella Ugbo faction that seems to have popped up. And that horrifying thought starts to haunt James with that natural one.
There's that thought. There's also the thought that I'm still being fucked with by the Ijin clan, which isn't helping me at all.
Maybe it is. Who knows? As James begins to head back to his own room, leaving the door open as Soot returns to, or kind of arrives with some tea, as James readies himself for bed. Two of you are left with a rare moment to yourselves.
There isn't much I can say other than thank you for your work today, Soot.
Of course. What is the schedule I need to prepare for tomorrow? Are we doing the quest you want to do? Are we doing something else among town?
As James sits there
We
thinking.
will.
Stare.
We can go deal with that, or we can go see about getting the engineers fixing the walls and whatnot a little faster, or at least the ballista.
Yes, well, I believe the engineers for the ballista are when you're meeting with Lord. I'll
Lord
prepare. What?
Sorry, I believe I zoned out there for a moment, but yes, we'll deal with the quest, I think. With you, Bartimaeus, and I, we should be able to handle, I believe it.
Well,
As you look at James's eyes are very much like completely staring off in the distance. His mind seems to be kind of wandering as he sips on the tea kind of absently.
yeah, I'll just leave him with his cup for the night. It's which, of course, for bookkeeping, that is the noble tea set, not my my weapon.
I figured as much because I figured you were just using the kitchen, the noble kitchenware here instead because the stuff was left over.
Yeah, I basically relegated my weapon tea sets for when I'm sitting and having tea with the person because I can't lose those fucking cups.
Also, when you're out camping, I need an emergency kit.
Yep.
All right, yeah.
Not only that, I'm at least immune to most poisons, so...
Yeah. As you turn, kind of leaving James as he continues staring off into the distance, kind of at a wall, just as he seems to be in deep contemplation, closing the door quietly. A few moments later, you hear the quiet, and somewhat silent snores of James as he seems to have passed out, as the tea seems to have done its job as you kind of return to clean up the kitchen. So we're gonna come back to you in a minute. So, um,
Okay.
Bartimaeus.
Oh.
Yeah, no, right? It's never good when the caster gets visited at night. James knows this for a fact.
Run.
I specifically
Your
think that
fucking
Pride
life.
may be a little peeved at me.
Right? No, as you find yourself kind of returning to your room, hearing, kind of closing the doors, you hear Soot kind of head to the kitchen, him making his normal tea, to take James's mind off it, help him sleep after all the stuff James constantly seems to be dealing with. As kind of realize somehow James seems to always find more trouble wherever he goes. As you kind of contemplate that loosely for a moment,
I
getting
didn't even
yourself ready
really
for bed.
go anywhere today.
Exactly. As you begin to get yourself ready, putting your day attire away in your armoire, kind of opening it up, putting on your nighttime attire, your soaking pajamas that just hold and just cool in all the right places. Kind of laying into the bed as you tuck yourself into great and soft silken sheets. Uh, you hear a sudden sound as something seems to squeak over towards the desk with your where there's a kind of standing mirror.
Like, top two kind of like investigators, like shine a light at it. I was like, well, what is it? Come on now.
You say this, you see as the mirror begins to glimmer and kind of seems to almost like waves begins to kind of shimmer out for a moment and then begins to slowly turn a crimson, and you see a individual, a large looking storm giant kind of on the other side, their beard long and well groomed but very filled with lots of gray and bits of memorabilia that seems to signify something, little bones, bits of gold, gemstones. uh, their chests slightly kind of shown where tattoos can easily be seen of hundreds of different markings and what looks to be different battles that seem to be portrayed across it. Their cloak kind of thick with what looks to be a blood red moss that seems to kind of glimmer across them as they kind of stare at you. Their eyes glimmering red as their skin, seemingly a bluish red, almost a faint purple, if you will, kind of seems to glimmer lightly with a bit of sweat as they seem to lock eyes on you through the mirror and kind of stare. Speaking in giant, they go. Actually, let me ask first, Bartimaeus, do you speak giant?
Let me Yes, I do, because
Okay,
ogres naturally get giant.
perfect. He look as he speaks to you and goes, "So the Grove has finally given birth to one who chose to champion their beliefs."
I feel like it's safe to assume that this is one of the Nafa keepers.
Yes, as you kind of see the Storm Jotun appearance, it's a pretty safe bet as they seem to be glaring at you.
Yeah. Give like a nod and like it's a respectful bow, but it's it's cheeky because it's Bartimaeus bowing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the master Nafa keepers, I believe. What do I owe the honor?
You have intervened in one of my many plans. My men will be coming down here to raid here soon, and I'm not happy that the Grove has chosen to try and claim land in my rightful hunting grounds. Leave, and I'll see no issue and won't hunt you down. Stay. Well, you're going to learn why my order is the second strongest of the Blood Magus.
Well, I'm sure you understand. My actions aren't the Grove's actions. We simply travel. But I appreciate the warning either way.
You do not understand the politics you play, young one. Your actions reflect the groves whether you choose it or not, and if I find you down there, I will consider them and the peace between our orders broken once more. You will be forfeit, and your master's head will be mine.
I think drum my fingers against like the table thoughtfully and say, "Far be it from me to, well, frankly speaking, the peace lasts because we want it to last. Just remember that."
You're brave, young one. I hope that braveness will serve you well in the coming months. I'll look forward to offering you up to be bound to me personally. As the mirror fades and you see the blood trickle away and the glass kind of go back to normal.
Yep. I like open up my notebook and start fucking jotting down like ideas from the spell.
Interesting. How did he speak? No, it's like colors, draws the mirror real quick, puts like blood droplets on it, different depictions, options, questions.
Yep. It's like, this is an offensive spell because if I can just show people my face, I feel like that's well, that's a crime.
Some poor princess thinks she's cursed and walks to a mirror and sees Bartimaeus trying to let her know, no, you're not cursed, thinks it's her reflection, kills herself. No!
I was just like imagining it's just like, hello.
Exactly.
It's like, scrying usually doesn't reveal you, but I made sure you could see my beautiful countenance.
It's much, yeah, it costs a diamond to do it, but it's so worth calling people. Oh my god. But as you watch the mirror kind of fade once more, the room seems to go back to normal, and seems to silence once more as you hear a light knock on the door as Soot kind of walks in with the nightly tea, kind of walking over to sit at the arm stand next to your bed. Soot, as you walk in, usually by this point, Bartimaeus is conked out and asleep in his bed, just completely out cold until he needs his tea, but like in the middle of the night, like any large person experiences from the random night sweats, having experienced them personally here. So as you walk in, seeing him standing, not only holding a torch that's glimmering, but also looking fully attentive and kind of staring at a mirror, kind of surprises you as you walk in.
Is something wrong?
A matter of speaking. Fortunately, it's not of immediate concern, but the Nefaki, the 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 blood mages who represent the giants had a bit of a gentleman caller. It appears to be aware that I disrupted their circle down below. And, as a not-so-friendly reminder, has chosen to tell me to go away. That he is, and his raiders will be coming for this land.
I see.
Yes.
Well, if they're only now threatening, we have time. I'll start making preparations tomorrow.
Of course, that does mean that could be much more imminent. It is, I believe, a profoundly sound tactic to warn someone to run right before you run them down.
Well, either way, tomorrow we help the church in the lands, and hopefully they'll be willing to assist when the raiding starts.
Yes. Meantime, I must find a representative of my grove. My mentor seems to be about. I would prefer to have another perspective before causing a war between two sects.
Soot will nod as he sets the, I guess, comically oversized teacup would be the most correct.
Yeah. Very lightly diluted too. There's not much tea into it because again, it's a nighttime thing just to kind of be like, here's a glass of water in case you need it, with a little bit of
Yeah.
flavoring. Yeah, as you sit down, kind of looking about, I will say you do see the on the stand, the other arm stand, Bartimaeus' notebook kind of flipped open with what looks to be the drawing of this like ritual spell, and with a bunch of question marks depicting like a mirror with a reflection within it, talking, as well as Bartimaeus' own version, as he seemed to draw himself on it quite well, surprisingly.
So what I picked up from Bryce, we messed with their circle, which was the one down below, because the one we messed with, and we saw the teleportation circles.
Yes.
I'm gonna look at this. Were they going to teleport in through the sewers? You said the spell was for someone to come back later.
Indeed. It doesn't mimic gate in the sense that it's not a true summoning. It seems like a temporary one. Like, flip the notebook open and think about it. It's like, I suppose that would present a way to get a reinforcements with no risk to who you summon.
I mean, everyone expects storm giants from the sky. No one would expect storm giants from the sewers of all places.
Indeed. Unfortunately, setting a trap wouldn't do much. Correct me if I'm wrong, like, the normal sort of summoning rules apply, right? Where, like, they
Correct.
just would get shunted back. It wouldn't kill them. It would do basically nothing.
Yeah, so in this situation, if they're using these circles, unless these are like specifically like gate or teleport, then if they're just summoning circles, then yes, it would in theory give them a free life if you will. They can charge in recklessly, and then they don't have to care if they die because they just pop back where they were.
Yeah, which is particularly alarming for blood mages who cast with HP, because
Yes.
you can just go for broke.
And
Well, actually, they don't, because they don't self-sacrifice.
in their case they don't because of the fact that they come in, grab others. But what kind of catches both your attention immediately is first off, Venkos Keep is the second most populated city in the entirety of the Dwarven territories. Secondly, and what's more importantly, there is no way they could have prepped this during the siege. They prepped this probably a lot long before the war kicked off, and were probably planning to, as you both put together, catch Uthgaram and his entire family in this.
Yeah. I turn to Sai and say, I need whatever would give the most energy. It appears we need to go to the sewers. I would assume immediately.
Right now.
I don't like the idea of them being able to simply show up when they wish. Grab people and begin summoning and casting for free.
I keep, you said energy. I keep snacks on me. They're not the best, but
I like nod and like reach into my bag and grab the blood mage equivalent of cocaine.
He's got battle wine as a powder.
Oh god, he's freeze-dried battle wine.
Bro's just he hasn't. This is personal from his grow as he snorts it.
all right.
Oh,
We need to make this quick. We want everything cleaned up before the Lord wakes up.
Indeed. I'd offer you some, but I think it might kill you. Sorry, it will kill you.
No, I have my own. I pull out an actual bottle of battle wine.
I gave him that. I told him take a couple. I kept some on me.
I've been prepared.
Bartimaeus would also have a belt.
As you two kind of, he does. As you two kind of start, or as Bartimaeus starts getting himself ready, kind of redressing once more, putting on his day clothes, because proper gentlemen always make sure he's dressed right. It takes a minute to put on the jewelry and get everything kind of reconnected. As this happens, Soot, you hear a loud knocking at the throne door, where your guys' kind of rooms all kind of intersect into at this point.
Come join me when you're able, Bartimaeus.
Like
As
nod
also-
and just slowly packing everything into my pants.
Mm-hmm.
Say,
It's a process.
at this point, It's weapon out. This is a middle of the night visitor. It can't be a good visitor.
It's like at this point roughly around midnight. Yeah. As
Yeah.
you kind of hold weapon out, start walking cautiously and quietly over towards the door.
Yeah, when I open the door, it'll be noticed they don't see the weapon when the door's open, but I can easily switch hands and if I have to.
Yeah, as you kind of put like slightly behind your back as you kind of stand to the side of the door so you're not kind of like in front of it so they can't stab you through. As you go to open and peek through, you see a small elven child on the other side looking up. Brown hair, eyes kind of glimmering as he cries, or as tears are running down them slightly. His clothes slightly rough and dirty as he looks up and looks at you and goes, "You're not my dad."
You're the boy we were told to expect. Please, come in. It's all right.
You look. And as he swears in primitive Elvish, crazy.
I speak primitive.
He doesn't know that.
I know what he which one is your father, little one?
Roll him in. As he kind of pulls out a little knife.
He's on an errand for a couple days. Something about a class he's teaching.
Oh. Well, I was told to come here and find him. I was dropped off and, yeah.
Yes, Lord James was told to expect you. My name is Soot. I am the butler of this household.
You're a giant monkey.
I can turn into one. I'm not a giant monkey.
Oh, the staff. It's a giant monkey.
Yes. It is crafted out of the bones and parts of what was once an apex beast, as it were.
Yeah, it's telling me its name was something. And he speaks suddenly in strange abyssal, and you see his his mouth starts just bleeding as he starts coughing heavily and kind of like falls backwards.
No. Don't speak that tongue. It's not safe for the majority of races.
As you look down at him, Soot, he is unconscious.
Oh, good. I can put him to bed while me and Bartimaeus go deal with issues. Perfect.
Picking up the child, he is light as you do. Where are you taking him? I mean, they're guest rooms, but his mouth is bleeding.
Him and Bartimaeus are going to do a room swap for a little bit since he's going to be out anyway.
You kind of bring him into Bartimaeus, and as Bartimaeus is kind of putting on the last of his rings and like kind of clasping his cloak from his back on.
I'd like to just do a heal to make sure he's not like dying.
Yeah, give me a heal check. Dad of the year in the Discord chat.
Yep, no, I saw him in there. I don't have the most pluses to heal, but I do have ranks in it. 18.
18. He's definitely not going to be talking for probably a few weeks. His throat is definitely completely looks to be scorched and is really bad shape. He'll have to definitely eat soft and liquid-like foods, but he'll live. It's going to be painful, but he'll live.
Do I think he's going to come to conscious anytime soon? Because I don't want him waking up when no one's here.
Not with that much pain. He's definitely out cold.
Had to be sure. You know what's the worst? Waking up in extreme pain and there's no one here to help.
What the hell's going on? Yeah, right?
I would have heard the noise, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Not with a throat like that. He's not going to be making much noise.
Soot and Bartimaeus, or so as you kind of lay him into the bed, Bartimaeus kind of finishing up getting dressed. What's the plan?
Well, we're going down, and I'm dismantling spell circles because.
Okay. Yeah, that's all we're doing. Those summoning circles.
Give me a move silently check. Let's see what you can do.
I'll cast silence so we don't have to make those.
See, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. James, give me a listen check in the background.
For what? The man is moving silently.
I'm not talking. I'm not talking about them in the slightest. What do you mean?
Oh no!
Oh, that's horrifying.
There are other noises that can happen.
This is a castle, buddy, and you're being left alone while the party is going off to do something. What do you think's gonna happen?
Right. I'm gonna get
goodbye,
kidnapped
James.
again.
It's time to be coup de grace.
Except your inner cockroach. You can escape.
As Bartimaeus and Soot kind of reach the doors, kind of opening them and slipping through, heading out into the front front meeting or waiting room of the castle itself. James is kind of feeling slightly dozing there as you kind of lean back, enjoying the comfort of a very, very soft bed and very cool bed. You suddenly feel a familiar feeling of a knife at your throat as your eyes slowly peel open to the cold feel of bronze against your Adam's apple.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just opening my only good eye
Yeah,
and looking.
as you do, as you look around, give me a spot check.
James, why are you so assassinatable?
Because he's important.
Such a tempting
Yeah.
target.
18.
As you look around, looking up, looking down, you see as a rather lengthy figure stands over you, heavy in armor, his body seemingly glimmering in darkness, his skin light blue but more grayish, his eyes kind of golden yellow as he looks down at you. Storm giant by many means, but too skinny to be a purebred. Not tall enough to be something else, too short, in fact, actually, to be a storm giant as you look at him. Maybe a bog mix, maybe some stone. It's hard to tell, but as you kind of look up at him, he does bear or a baffling resemblance to Brightbee. As the giant kind of puts his one finger covering over your mouth as he looks down at you and puts his kind of looks at you and kind of does a shushing motion and goes in giant. Which James, do you speak giant?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. So it would have been really funny if you didn't.
No, as a merchant, I made sure I knew those languages, and then nobility learns other ones, so I had those too. So fun.
He kind of looks down at you though, with his eyes glimmering in the darkness, and goes, "The bright bee sends his regards." As he begins to slowly pull the knife across your throat. James, does a 43 hit your AC?
It does.
Without your armor?
However,
Okay.
this wouldn't be a sneak attack because
It
I
is
can
not.
see him.
Nope, and that's not what he's doing. As you begin to feel your throat bleed, you take 4 points of damage, but give me a will save, please.
Is this against a spell?
Yes, this is.
Awesome. God damn it.
21. You feel your mind kind of suddenly going foggy, and as the knife kind of finishes pulling, the giant kind of smiles as his golden teeth glimmer as he looks down at you and goes, "James of the Ironheart, now that you have been pact sworn to the Patter family, you will represent our benefactors in the future. Welcome to the family, young man." As he slowly pulls the knife away and puts it into his sheath on his hip, kind of looks down at you and goes, "You cannot speak of this. You cannot speak of us. When we call, you will answer, just like all those who he wishes to bring. Now, remember this, James, the only mission the Patter family gives you. Become the greatest merchant and serve the Patter family in the greatest way possible. Do this and wait for our orders." As you feel your mind grow foggier, James, you feel yourself suddenly forced, almost in a mentality that first you feel it kind of overwhelming you with this emotions of want to love this family, the Patter family themselves. But slowly it becomes more and more natural, like you were not raised by them, but like they were a family friend, someone you cared about the betterness of, you wanted to be there for, and that were there for you. And it creates a very natural bond between you and the organization. As the giant storm giant shrinks down into a small ratkin like creature and scurries away through a side entrance that you had no idea was there in the room.
Ah, wonderful. A visit from a friend. In James's mind, player, I have another fucking contract to break. God fucking damn it!
James learning the hard part.
No, don't break this one. We're friends. We're friends now.
You are not. No, I will say you don't know that you can break. You're not thinking about breaking this. You're thinking that these are great people that you love. But yeah, player wise, 100%.
James, you are part of kin. We will help you. You will help us. Family. Ohana
James
means
gonna have to do some research into the Patter family now to figure out who are these guys. What? I don't quite remember them. I'm gonna have to look back into them.
James, as you kind of walk out, heading out afterwards, kind of stepping up to go head to where the
Bandaging my
water
fucking
rooms
neck.
are. Yeah, where the water room is to kind of get yourself looked at and everything, get some actual medical equipment. As you start scurrying out, getting up to the door, kind of walking through the throne room, you see Bartimaeus' door slightly still ajar. Kind of see as you kind of look over some small figure in it as you notice it's a child as you kind of walk a little bit closer, and as you do, you know Bartimaeus isn't there, nor is as you look back in the corner, Soot in the kitchen at this hour, as you find yourself kind of holding your bloody wound and alone.
Well, I'll just tap myself with a wand.
Mm-hmm.
And heal myself because I do still have this wand on me at all fucking times.
Yeah. James
So I just
pulling
gotta make
out,
sure I get the right
kind of
stuff.
reaches down into his inner leg of his pants, and where everyone thought that was something else, no, that was where he keeps all of his wands. There's like 4 of them strapped to his inner thighs. He pulls it out and taps himself with it. Because you know where they don't search, as James realized? No one grabs his inner thighs.
No one checks my pants, and there's more than 4 there. There's 4 around each leg.
It's a cocaine dealer.
James is just constantly at like the gym machine where like just like the butterfly things with the like your thighs.
Bro's got
He's like learning how to
thighs.
he's just learning how to cast with his thighs.
Mm-hmm.
As
Got that
James's
thigh
neck
magic
fully
going.
heals.
Yeah.
From this distance, can I recognize the child?
I would say, yeah, Mineral's pretty recognizable as he kind of sits there snoring. His mouth slightly bloodied, but otherwise seems to be sitting there sleeping peacefully.
Oh, the bloody! I will check him in the morning then. I don't think I should be out here. Although being in that room may be safer than being out alone. Although child weakness.
Are you
To
just
my
gonna
room.
sleep with a child?
Nope. To my room.
I was about to say the trappings of power didn't take long with you. Fuck.
James closes the
No,
door.
there's this cursed being whose name starts with an F. I can't remember the rest of it. He has an island somewhere.
As James kind of closes the door, heading back to his room to retire, to go lay down. All right, we'll cut back. I gave the player a chance, and he has chosen not get himself stabbed with the other 2. All right, you know what? Okay.
I was told not to follow if they left.
Stab me. Do it.
I will. As Soot and Bartimaeus head off to kind of heading into the courtyard of the city and heading down the mountain. 2 of them, you kind of finding one of the larger sewer entrances that have been kind of carved out in the back alleys of one of the main streets where a few more of the commoners seem to kind of walk about. As you walk through, heading down the tunnel, well maintained surprisingly, as the stairs themselves are quite well carved and seem to be somewhat worked each day. As you lot kind of head or continue through until you reach the bottom of the sewers, kind of walking down the large, surprisingly wide, almost aqueduct-like sewer tunnels. What are the 2 of y'all looking for?
We're going directly back to the spell circles that we saw before. Is the basic idea that I had had.
As you
I mean, those tunnels used to be a bit more narrow.
Yeah, well, the area you guys were in was. As you lot head with a search check, go ahead and give me one, please, Soot and Bartimaeus.
Search. I totally have that skill.
Mm-hmm. Come on, man, you don't have the skill. There we go. See, you've got the skill.
I suppose at worst case scenario, I still have the vial of blood of the one blood mage that's dead, so
That's
I could
true.
just use that to pinpoint where it was.
That's true.
7.
7. Oh, shit. Big spender here. Oh. As the two of you kind of head down the sewer tunnels, finding the what you thought think is the cave that or the tunnelway that gave way to that little area where the Ella Ugbo clerical location was, or church was. Kind of head down the tunnel. It seems to narrow, but as you get finally towards what looks to be a turnoff, you look down one side and can see the tunnel itself lined with the same gateway spells that you had seen previously. Still, the bodies laying there, and the blood, though the blood now has seemed to brown as you look over at them slightly, it does seem to still not have been activated as you look about. Looking further down the hall and into the open area, you can see where the church was, as well as the two dead crawlers that still lay completely destroyed at the bottom of the tunnel itself, or the cave that cave area itself.
Yeah, I'm not risking this part, taking the chance, so I'm gonna take my level best time with taking a 20 if I'm able to suss out if they activate like concentrically.
Okay, give me a.
Basically, like
You said 20. You're taking 20 of spellcraft. You said.
yeah.
Okay. What's your modifier?
So it'd be a 38.
Okay. Let's check something. So two things. First off, with that, as you take your time, you notice the carrion crawlers earlier had disintegrated, so the fact that their bodies are back kind of immediately catches you as a red flag, as well as you sense magic coming off the two corpses that seem to be laying over there on the ground. Secondly, yes, it does seem that these spells do seem to go off in response, will activate in response to one another, and will also activate in response to being messed with each.
Got it. And then what is their like minimum activation requirement?
Let me find it here. Asking all the complicated questions where I have to actually go through all my notes here. Fucking damn it.
Look, if you weren't used to this with Eider, I don't know what to tell you.
You know, that's fair. I'm not used to Friday being so specific with their magic. Alright, let me pull up my full list here. Sorry, so what was your question again?
Oh, what is the minimum? Like, because the activation requirement is pretty obviously the corpses themselves.
Correct.
As like the sacrifice. So what is like the minimum requirement that they need to be able to activate?
The blood circle seems itself to be what the spells are drawing most of its mana from to activate.
Oh, okay, so the corpses are just ancillary.
The corpses are
just
there
tricks.
to continuously, as you'd assume, act as a power generator to them. So, in a sense, basically, because the corpses will continuously bleed, they will fill into the spell circle and continuously allow it to be reactivated.
Got it.
I've just given you the ability to do something horrible because I was planning to do something horrible. So, remember that when you use this.
I can bleed to activate more spells.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so we can make Booby Trust based on Powermus's tripwire of blood?
Yeah.
Well, because of the way I do it, I would have to set up a little like magic circle. But in theory, if I'm just bleeding onto it, it keeps activating.
Correct. Which does mean that Bartimaeus is scary as hell if he is ambushed or attacked by someone else where he's waiting, rather than attacking someone where they are.
Man, the fucking I am not getting away from the assassin allegations, am I?
Nope.
Okay, so this is gonna be fucky because the spell is technically cast, but does it have a verbal component?
No. It is materials and divine.
Okay. And is it's the actual pattern of the circle that gives it the power, correct? It's not just the blood inherent to it.
No. So the circle is the spell. The blood is the power to it.
Right, but if you disrupted the circle, it would disrupt
that would also
the spell.
disrupt the spell. Correct.
All right. Okay. All right. This is going to be a weird one.
Soot needs to ready a spear, I assume.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm ready. I'm just a bodyguard here.
Mhm.
All right. Just so you know, there is a very good likelihood that this probably goes sideways.
When did it not?
Well, hopefully it doesn't, but it's time for an old classic, friend, I believe. So here's a fun one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So ostensibly, the magic circle has to have a safeguard in and of itself to avoid just being naturally set off by just things actively messing, like natural materials going across it. Otherwise, it immediately activates.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's in a sewer, so things like come and go. So like this there's a little bit of resilience there. I'm gonna keep casting grease over the top of it over and over again because grease is a creation effect, and it will eventually wash it away.
I should have known.
I love the idea of like someone teleporting and then just being covered in like fucking 30 pounds of lube and can't escape as well. That's just horrible.
No, it's
That's
the
my
worst.
nightmare.
You get more lube, and there's just a guy beating you with a stick from 10 feet away as you up.
When you open your mouth, you can taste it, like you smell it, you're gonna snort it, like oh.
It's Bartimaeus brand.
No,
Oh.
It's Bartimaeus' sweat.
yeah, canonically, that's sweat. Yeah, canonically, grease is just magically infused Bartimaeus sweat.
Oh, I could have lived my entire life. I could have lived 5 lifetimes without learning that fact.
Oh,
We got to hear that in time of his sweat being fuel for this
it
spell.
was.
Especially because I put it on Rollerman.
So I'm gonna tell you
It's
because
been on me.
you are taking 20, and I didn't have my notes fully pulled up at the time. These aren't the only spell circles with this, as you'd probably gather. You're smart enough to realize if they're gonna teleport people down here, they're not gonna do just 3 circles. They're probably gonna do a ton around the entire city. Which, as you realize, that means that if they can connect to each other and go off if they're disrupted, they probably all will go off when they're disrupted. So, while it's a good idea, I'm just going to give you a quick halt before we go fully through with this and consider the fact of what you already know and what could be potential here. Because just because with your taking 20 doesn't necessarily mean you hit the DC to learn the whole spell. But I want to kind of put that out there.
Yeah, I was just getting the most I possibly can out of it.
100%.
Yeah, with that, I think we have to waylay because we need to get the city prepared. Because otherwise, it's just a nighttime raid out of nowhere.
Midnight as well.
In the fairness, the enemy is also not expecting to be doing this raid.
I know, but they will be all over the fucking place.
I just love it.
How do you
Giants
feel
dressed-
about fighting 3 storm giants, let alone a small army of storm giants?
Amazingly, base storm giants. I think I could take 3. If it's just a base storm giant.
That's fair. It just comes down to how
Base
many
storm
of them are
giant.
gonna pop
I
up.
think I can fight 1.
It's more the collateral damage that I'm worried about. Because like if it was just these 3, I'd be like, fuck it, let's go experiment. But since they all would go off throughout the city, is like I think we need to make sure like there's a standby force on hand to deal with this. Otherwise, it's just going to be like fucking mass casualties. Because like sure they're be unprepared, but they'll also just get to go buck wild.
So theoretically, and this is Spear speaking, theoretically, if we left and I filled every one of these rooms with summon girls full of rocks so that nothing could summon because there's not enough space, what would happen? Because I look at Bartimaeus.
Ordinarily, it would fail. If it's not a legal area for the spell's condition to be applied, it simply doesn't apply.
The city can go without sewers for a couple weeks. We can figure it out.
True. It might have to be a controlled demolition. I was going to try with my natural resources, since grease is, technically speaking, a creation effect. What it creates is of magic, but is not magical. It's not just subject to dispel, those sorts of things.
It also tastes like bacon.
It's gonna taste worse than bacon.
I mean, if you fry it up, it'll taste anything fried enough tastes good.
You want deep fried Bartimaeus sweat?
That's the sad thing. The grease spill doesn't light on fire and doesn't cook well. It is not good for that.
No, because it's not that kind of grease. No, I understand.
Liquid.
But as you kind of
just-
look at the rocks thing, I mean, both rocks or grease could potentially. It's just, I mean, rocks would be more effective as theoretically if they're jammed in there. I mean, they would not be able to spawn, as it were, teleport there because there's no space for them to interact with. Whereas grease, technically, they can. It will move the grease. Now, just make very clear, they'd most likely suffocate quite quickly if they panic and freak out. But you know,
Oh no! What I was gonna do is I was gonna use like just a bunch of like grease over and over again, like a power washer,
yeah,
and eventually the spell circle itself gets eroded away.
that's true.
Because like if, but you know, we need to if we're gonna do that and it goes off and summons an entire army. I would prefer to have like the populace not just be completely pants down, ass up,
Yeah, I got you.
vulnerable. So I'm a or as like basically like my counsel to Soot would be like, let's come back. We need to make sure that innocents aren't lost with this.
Very well.
All right. As you two head back home, back up to the sewers, takes another hour or two to get back up to the castle total. But as you do, James, as you're kind of sleeping there, enjoying a pleasant dream of this beautiful flowery field as you work on crafting away on this beautiful knife, watching the sunset in the distance, mountains, and the vibrant and great smelling air is replaced with the smell of intense shit as it begins to waft into your room as you're almost startled awake from the scent.
Oh!
Ah yes, wake up! It's time to mobilize the army. Whatever
As you
have.
look up and see Bartimaeus, who, while physically isn't covered in anything, just reeks.
You smell like you blew up the sewers, and I can speak from experience. It's not pleasant. What's
Yes.
happening?
We had a bit of a field trip. I was visited through the mirror by a rival blood magic clan, the one I told you of course, and, well, suffice to say, they're coming to raid. Summoning circles that we found below aren't necessarily due to Ella Ugbo. They seem to be the Storm Giants' raiding party. Moreover, since it's a summoning spell, they are at absolutely zero risk to themselves and get what you might refer to as a free life, and can simply grab the populace, sacrifice them, cast magics to destroy your city, and can promptly fuck right off.
That is a level of bullshit.
That's effective.
As you think about it for a second,
And since it's
James.
teleportation,
Oh, good.
we can disrupt it by either displacing the circles or displacing the area that they would teleport into.
It's not technically teleportation. Summoning isn't necessarily the same thing.
Well, fair enough. I've done it a few times. If it can't be summoned in the area, it just fizzles.
Stealing my rock site.
Yes. Unfortunately, they're set to all go off if one goes off. And given the extensive nature of the city itself, it's unlikely that there are only 3 spell circles. So, again, mobilize the
You
army.
believe you'll be able to locate them, and we can do a targeted maneuver to get rid of them?
It would likely take several months to find all of them. But if we can engineer a way to safely disable them one by one, then, well, all the better. If not, then, well, summoning circles will go off prematurely, there will be a raid, we have ample opportunity to potentially head it off, provided we have the army in place. Ambush isn't much of an ambush if people know you're coming, especially if you're coming from a disadvantaged bit of terrain. Sewers are a frightfully terrible place to fight from.
Yes, I know. Well then, let's go. Zyrix will be most likely the one in charge of the mercenaries currently. Any groups that wish to join us would have joined up with him.
I will say, Bartimaeus and Soot, as you look down at James as he's kind of sitting up in his bed, talking to you, you both do notice a small mark on his neck that looks to be like a tattoo of what looks to be like a tribal rat, almost. Basically, a small little black mouse-like creature with a twirl kind of in it that has been left undone. As you kind of notice, it's something that James didn't have before.
Huh.
Bizarre tattoo. Where'd you get it?
Huh, I don't know.
I looked at that and was like, well, that sucks.
Can't speak of it, so that's the best I can do.
A problem for later?
Yep. Imminent demise first. Come.
Also, I see that mineral was delivered and was bleeding from the mouth.
Who?
The boy.
Ah, yes. The boy. The boy, no one told me the name. Yes.
His name
He's
is Mineral.
Yes, he speaks demon language.
That is new.
But his body can't handle said demon language. So
I'll have to look at him in the morning then to see if how poorly his body handled it.
several weeks without being able to speak and eating soft foods.
If I had a gold piece for how many times that a random child of random magical power, I'd have 2. Which isn't a lot, but it is odd that it's happened twice in 2 days.
James would have 5, which is really funny.
I would have.
In the
I
background.
have 7.
As you
actually.
kind of walk into the throne room, kind of having this conversation, as James kind of readies himself and kind of finish readying himself, Bartimaeus, you suddenly feel a clay pot smack you in the back of the head as you look back, and something, or like one of the pots from your room seemed to have floated out through the door and smacked you in the head as you see no one there.
I was like, what the devil? Start to investigate where the fuck this clay pot came from.
Walking in, you kind of look in. You can see where the pot was. It was on the dash of one of the many shelves that you have set up in the room for what you'd assume were probably more of the finer things that female dwarves of nobility would carry. You know, chokers, lines of thread, G-strings. You know, the things nobles like. But as you kind of... I don't know how...
DM's attempt to get me to get into lingerie?
No, not at all. The DM...
Bartimaeus, you must wear the lingerie to break the siege.
I never understood why in the Renaissance era, noble ladies had the tiny, little, shelving units that were, small, but they weren't for jewelry, which just, I don't understand why they needed 50
Cosmetics.
drawers. Ah, that might be it. Anyways, as you look over... Yeah, there's nothing that shows any sign of why the pot would have moved, let alone how it got 30 feet to smack you in the head.
Got it. So, is this just a DM gag, or like...
No, this is an actual thing.
Okay.
So the rest of the party knows what this is. You're the only one who's been left out, because you weren't here for this.
James does know if you ask him.
Well, you saw me fucking get smacked in the head and walk in, so I hope you tell me something, jackass.
Looking over, seeing the kid kind of crinkling his nose as he seems to be having a nightmare, as you kind of look about, no one else in the room that could do anything, as you kind of walk back out to the crew.
Yeah.
Bartimaeus,
James is just watching while he gets beat by a clay pot.
Bartimaeus, I can explain this. He has psionics.
You know, my mentor, at one point, I believe, possessed the same ability.
Interesting. We don't know how he ended up with it. He is Roland's child. So, it is a mild concern, but we will see. I'll also have to message his mother that he is safe and rescued.
Damned if
After
weird
I
and
ensure that it is
interesting
him.
What was that?
Just looked out as like, damned if weird and interesting things don't keep on interrupting my ability to take care of these magic fucking circles.
It was just the DM giving you a nice little smack in the head for a joke the kid could hear.
Oh, no, it's just consistent. It's like, we first were going to take care of him, then the James murder posse came out.
Yeah, right? No, he didn't get murdered. He's fine.
Well,
They get
we
murdered yet. Oh, knowing how this session's going, I'll probably kill him by the end of the night.
Oh no. But as the three of you kind of stand in the throne room, as James kind of gathers up his paperwork, kind of ringing a bell on his desk as he does, and you start to see his servants kind of at 2 a.m. warily start kind of walking out of the servants' quarters upstairs and seeing James kind of immediately start hopping too as they get about cleaning and working and getting themselves ready. Not expecting a lord who's actually diligent and wakes up at a really early time as they go about their business.
Yeah, this is cancerously early. My God.
It is 2 a.m. in the morning on the 12th of the planting here. So, like, yeah.
Apologies, there is some emergency work to be done.
A lord does not have to explain himself to servants and lessers. So I tap James on the head.
James, you feel the
I'll keep that
bonk
in
on
mind.
the head. As you kind of see the servants kind of hop to and get to work, candles being lit in the stairways as well as the hallways, the sounds of things being dusted and paperwork being moved. She kind of James Bartimaeus, and so as you take a moment to go walk out into the courtyard, taking a breath as coffee coffee is brought to you lot by a local diner or a restaurant that has set up and was offering to try and get James to approve further loans for their business. As the coffee isn't bad, thankfully, as you kind of get to enjoy a pleasant cup, as you enjoy the fresh breath of air, as the sun in the distance is completely still gone and not going to be coming up. Thankfully, though, the skies are dark, full of clouds, and it's raining, and honestly, just really miserable outside. So,
Ah,
No.
it's home.
What kind of high-end diner is this that's serving coffee?
at 2 a.m., that is a good question.
Does
Look,
it have
I
a V
saw
outside?
coffee.
Is it the
I
Denny's?
know coffee prices fucking soot. What the fuck is going on here?
Sense mode of the entire establishment.
No.
Sense mode of the coffee in front of you.
So as you take a sip of it, it's deep and dark and rich. It's definitely not from Quebec.
It's imported.
This is definitely imported. You guess as you kind of swirl it around your mouth, given your experience with these kind of goods, Mana's Grove tastes very. You can definitely taste the hotter beans, like the spiciness to it. Slightly, it seems to tinge at the very end of it. Kind of almost gives that like mana infusion flavor to it. As you kind of spit it out afterwards, it's good coffee, high quality. You'd guess it probably in Cricket, probably about 2-3 gold pieces a pound. I will say that it's dark roast. You would, as someone who's an expert in these things at this point, would also know that this is the cheaper version of these beans because dark roast, as you would know, has less caffeine in it and does it more for the flavor rather than for the caffeine.
Yeah, trust me, I know. The beans I bought's 200 gold a pound.
That's why is it 3 gold a pound? You're like, wait a minute, that's not right.
I've been like, kind of cheap ass deal. Did I get fucked? What the hell?
No, you did not. I will say your stuff is better quality. So, for reference, for your own recognition on this, Cricket's coffee beans are higher quality due to where they grow. The terrain is much better suited for them. The stuff that grows over in the cracklands in Mana's Grove typically is a lot more strangled, so the beans lack in nutrients and don't get the light coloration to them. They only come in dark. Also, they have mana infusion, which while valuable, as I mentioned, makes your coffee slightly spicy, which most people are not big on spicy coffee. Tea is one thing when you know that's going to be spicy. Coffee, not a kind of flavor you want with mixing when you're trying to add like milk and such to it.
Dude, I would freak the fuck out if I fucking...
You suddenly taste like Tabasco spice at the end of it. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh,
What the fuck?
All right, well, I'm not drinking that no more. So yes, that's why you'd guess that it's so much cheaper. It is a unique dining experience, and James, for your own understanding as a merchant, would know that in the last 3 months they have been raking it in for their coffee.
Curiosity.
There we go.
Yes.
Is the mana-infused coffee mildly poisonous to me?
It would be actually, yeah, if you want to give me a fortitude save. Don't worry, it's a low DC because it's like not much to drink, and you're a very large individual. But still, if you net one, and you have like a really low bonus thing.
Well, I got a nat 20 for 38. Or sorry, 39 against poison.
It's horrible tasting to you, Bartimaeus. Like, it's as if someone just took a half a bottle of Tabasco and mixed it with the cheapest coffee you could find, and that wasn't sludgy, and said, "Here, drink this." It's just awful.
This is shit.
It's
It's
a
it's full of
peculiar experience.
it's full of magic, Bartimaeus. I don't
Yeah.
think anyone profession would enjoy it.
Yes, this is profoundly bad. I've had carrion that tasted better.
Slow turn to Bartimaeus. Let's roll out the map.
And not that
As James will move on to some planning.
Yeah.
You
Sorry, I just can't wait till that scene's if that scene ever gets animated. It's just Bartimaeus turning as he takes a sip and looking at James, going, "This is shit."
I've had carrion that tastes better, and then the slow turn from James. Like,
Oh.
what the fuck? Who says that to someone drinking their morning coffee?
Oh, that was good. Oh my god, thank you. That
As
needed
James
that.
will roll
Yeah.
out a map of the city and ask,
Mhm.
that has a sewer overlay essentially, and ask Bartimaeus to mark out where he knows the first 3 to be at.
What?
I do my best. I'm not a fucking engineer, my guy.
Yeah.
I am. Don't worry. So,
Alright.
right.
Asking.
As
No, then yeah. So
Bartimaeus kind of looks down at it and kind of like puts his finger on it, and kind of like lightly nudges him slightly about to the right, about another block.
I like very gently push his finger over, and I just go, "Yes, Bartimaeus, it's right there, as you remembered."
James
I
cast,
just look at it very gratefully. I was like,
Just
as it was
looking
to
to
the east, so it goes west.
yeah. As James kind of circles it with paint, like a little paintbrush, quickly kind of marking where they're at. James just kind of
did you
looked
sense
down.
any others
Okay.
We
from
haven't
where you
traversed.
were?
We haven't traversed the sewers yet.
Like I said, likely
Fair
would
enough.
take several weeks or months to do that bit.
Fair
But
enough. Anyways,
Hmm?
fair enough. Fair enough. Several weeks or months. You're right. Not to mention the destruction I caused when I exploded them.
Yes.
Wait,
So,
I have to like remember the magic circle during the siege that was above ground.
Mm-hmm.
That James
Yes.
was the one we saw and messed with anywhere near, because we saw the same ice staffs down below
Correct.
on this new circle.
They did correspond directly to each other. One was above, one was below.
that might have been the one that we're going to use to like teleport them to the surface instead of it just being in the sewer. It might be a
Well,
failsafe.
but if they correspond, and we know where they exploded because would have been damage reports, we could draw out probably roughly where the circles would be in the sewers.
That's fair. Could do like a quick, like a little
'Cause
scouting bit.
It'd have to be the same kind of circle, maybe turned, maybe shifted, the same kind of circle just underground.
Well, if we have a map of the sewers, we can also overlay and just look at them both, and if they
Yeah,
don't
but
match up perfectly, we can do the shifting then.
Does James know where all the ones above ground were, all the explosions?
James, give me a decipher script real quick. And yes, he would at this point. Because he would have been a map of like the most battle
I would have
damaged
gotten-
areas. So
yeah,
that
the
way
battle
for
damage
repairs. So like even if it would be slightly off, he'd have a rough idea of where they'd be, based on like where all the damage came from. Because you guys only exploded a few buildings.
Even if they're not in order, those blue ice staffs are pretty specific in their magic. We could probably track them with time.
Yes, we could. 17 decipher script.
James, as you kind of start to mark this out, as Soot points this out, Bartimaeus and you kind of looking down as you kind of will do this. James,
Giant spell circle.
It's not just a giant spell circle; it's a 7-pointed star.
Oh, not again. Not again.
They just told me that I wouldn't have to deal with their bullshit.
As you kind of look at this and look at Bartimaeus, as you kind of look at this, give me a spellcraft check, Bartimaeus.
Gladly. Don't fuck me now.
I'd like to flash my camera to the guy's words. Nothing wrong will happen to your lands.
Right.
That's what he said. Not the people.
Correct.
Not anything else. The land.
All right, it's a cool even 30.
Okay. Bartimaeus, as a spellcaster, especially one who studied more of the arcane arts, given your personal casting interest, right? Looking down at this, You don't know the sins and all the stuff that James is talking about, but what you see is a beautiful and perfected spell circle. One that, as you look at this is well beyond anything you've ever seen accomplished, let alone capable. Has perfect lines. The stream of magic looks almost way higher than anything you've seen. You're pretty sure with a design like this, you could cast something of 10th or 11th level in theory, for the concept of like world changing magic.
It is a beautiful spell. Of course, if the blood mages are doing it, it's likely good enough to just sacrifice the entire city.
Yes, there's also another one across the entire world.
Say what now?
There's a big
No problem.
fucking reveal. Go ahead.
I just slow turn to James and I just raise my eyebrow.
Bro just said, "Hey, so the Epstein files are real, guys." And they're like, "Wait, what?"
I have a copy right here. It's like, you fucking what?
I'll tell you about it later. I can even show it to you.
No.
Why aren't we dealing with that? Like, immediately.
I've already put things in movement to deal with that.
You do not bring up something like that and not explain if you're going to bring it up. If you're
I'm going to take it as this spell circle looks similar enough in design to the one that we planted out across the world. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that you've seen, the two you've seen. Because do you recall? And I think it was it you guys that was on the expedition, or was it just Sunday that saw the astrological sign?
Sunday.
It was only
That was just Sunday. We saw the one that was to resurrect the pyroclastic dragon early.
The only thing you guys have seen is the seven starred circle. So yes, this would be the same. The other ones I will say you saw you did see some of them were 6 point. They were not always 7, but yes, to that same concept, they were designed identically.
You raise a great point. Astrologically, is there anything else that this fucking star thing symbol resembles?
You know what? I'm happy you asked that. Give me a second.
Well, the DM is looking that up. Yes, there's been essentially a shadow game of sorts. I'm not going to get into it because I do not wish to be a part of it. I know just enough to try to keep my ass out of the fire.
It sounds like the fight is literally going to destroy the world.
I look at the spell circle under his fucking city, and I look at him. Your ass is in the middle of the fire. You are the fire. You are. You're not yourself anything. If anything, you're delving yourself deeper by not explaining this to your security detail.
Well, in multiple places we've come across similar spell circles, 6 or 7 pointed. The most recent one the most impressive one to memory was one in Utham's land that was set to revive a dragon that was in an iceberg.
I lean close to Bartimaeus. So not only does he know about world-ending rituals, he's on first-name basis with a world leader. I don't know what we're doing here.
And we managed to redirect it with some assistance to resurrect 2 people. They were both put into moors, and I have not seen one of them since. The other one seems to have broken out.
Just like kind of like see Bartimaeus seems to be doing an inner monologue at the moment.
As Bartimaeus looks up at James, looks down at the circle, kind of like thinking deeply.
Looking at the circle with those in mind, after you answer the astrological question,
yeah, dude,
does this look like a resurrection circle, or is it something different?
No, I can confirm with your experience, you'd recognize this. This is not a resurrection circle. This looks to be something else. Although if you want to give me a spellcraft or a knowledge arcana, spellcraft will be spells that you know or have experienced. Knowledge arcana will be spells that just exist in the world somewhere.
I will give a knowledge arcana.
Okay.
Because.
That's a unique question, Bartimaeus. There's not a clean answer for that. Is all I can give you. Yes and no is the best answer. 21, you said?
Yep.
Okay. So, as you kind of look this over, James, it's Very similar to a spell you remember seeing on Jakix when he served under Azarius. It looks very. You recognize some of the runes as the words enslavement. Though the rest you are not familiar enough to know with that role. I will say, as you recognize that spell, you would recognize it is only a component of the overall larger spell itself.
I recognize portions of it. As for Bartimaeus' astrological question, go ahead.
No, I answered
Sorry.
his question in PMs because it was something that he personally would know and wouldn't make sense to the rest of you, so that's why I told him.
As James will point out, the portions that basically mark out the enslavement spell. I've seen before on another individual.
Which one?
A spider. The weakest spider.
We don't know what that means. We don't know what that
I was like, look,
A man.
I was just like,
If I say his name, he's liable just to appear out of fucking nowhere. So
I don't think it matters. I don't think this can get worse. I don't.
As James says, is looking at Bartimaeus, who's like slightly like the cartoon sweating a little bit on his face as he's
as James says his name, James looks around like he just said Beetlejuice 3 times.
Yeah. He does not show. Don't worry.
The thief. You're scared of the low-end thief.
Believe it or not, he's much more terrifying than you realize.
No. I just shake my head no. No, he is not. No.
Or at least much more annoying.
He is a thief opportunist who shows up at the best time to yoink things.
Well, regardless, when he or someone with his visage was underneath the Golden Heart Merchant Company, Zarius, he had that symbol on him.
Great. So we have a world-ending circle under the city that, for all we know, could activate as soon as the morning.
That stops for dramatic effect, looking for the ground to rumble, kind of watching the skies just to see if anything happens, and then kind of looks back as Bartimaeus is still kind of slightly panicked and looking at this thing.
And you didn't think to explain this until now.
I didn't think we'd come across more of them. I've been trying to actively avoid this problem.
Lord James, if it happens once, it's not an issue. If it happens twice, it's maybe not an issue. When these people keep showing up, we need to know these things. Because if we don't, this happens, as I point at the map.
Fair enough.
Is there any other world-ending secrets you're not telling me that's going to come kill you potentially tomorrow?
There are gods that are stronger than all the gods you know.
Of course there are. Of course. Of course.
And I may have annoyed one.
Of course. Because why not?
James isn't thinking of the entity's name or any title or anything related to them, just that he annoyed her.
Okay.
I don't know how you do that mental gymnastic, but all right.
I'm just gonna unpack
Wisdom of avoiding.
I'm gonna unpack the god thing later on my own time. Probably be a therapist about it. I'll get there. Get there. Bartimaeus, does Lord James need to leave the city?
Yes!
Okay. Seems you'll be going on a vacation.
Alright.
Odds are you're their target. We get other people to deal with what's happening in town, and we leave for a little while.
I like tap the summoning or like the fucking spell circle, kind of like look around, and just kind of like make direct eye contact with James. It's like, so do you know what the astrological side of this is?
Would James, given his somewhat study of magic?
Give me a knowledge arcana check for that. Because astrology is a very unique school of magic that most individuals don't study because it doesn't have much value due to the very specific.
One Yes, that requires ranks
James,
in astrology.
your head's kind of rattling. There's so many things that are like starting to connect as you're starting to put things together that you no, it's not coming to mind.
Not that comes to mind.
This is the Kraken. Among other things, it represents strength and also enslavement.
Hmm.
This is a spell circle large enough and powerful enough to trap a god and enslave it.
Yeah, we should leave.
As James kind of looks down, kind of like suddenly a little bit whiter in the face than normal as he starts to connect that someone's trying to enslave him. Or potentially there's a god somewhere in this city that he doesn't know about, which is even more frightening. Whichever's the case, not good for him.
Especially because church here, their god's already sealed. So fucking.
And the only other
And I'll-
person that comes to mind out of character that y'all know that comes to godhood is either Bo, who's already, or Alfred Stone, who hasn't yet.
Yep. Also, Elugbo technically isn't a god.
Nope. But she has the power to contend with one and to be worshipped like one, which is a wonder here.
Soot kind of freezes. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I look at James. You said Roloman's son just had psionic powers? Just for seemingly no reason?
He appeared to have been born with them, from what we were told. Yes.
Have you ever considered that that might be the blessing of a god? And that the people that set up this circle just delivered what they want to capture in the middle of the circle? Or someone tied to it? We need to go. We need to go now.
Grab the boy. We're leaving.
Is
I'm gonna
James...
grab a quick vial of the boy's blood and do blood biography when we get back, by the way.
Okay. Well, you don't want that. That's gonna be okay. You know what? Yeah, join me in private. This is gonna be too long to message you real quick. I'm gonna be right back here, people.
God.
I have made a mistake.
All right, give me a roll for it real quick, just to see how much you get. Because no matter what you get, it's going to be very yeah.
Oh no.
Let me pull up your spell list again. Also, we're still on recording, so just for your heads up.
Gotcha.
Because it's more fun that way. Yeah, let me pull up your spell list again so I can see it. Alright, 26. Fantastic. Oh, you. Whoa. No. Alright. So, what do you want me to start with? Do you want me to go to the worst news or the easiest news?
Let's work our way up. Why not?
Right, cool. We'll start from the lowest. They are alive, and good news. The kid's in great health, other than his throat is going to be scorched for about a month. So he won't be talking for a month. His subtype, his type is he's humanoid because he is an elf. He's a Genasi, half Genasi, half elf. But his subtype is aberration. Oh, it gets worse. Oh, you're gonna really hate this. Trust me, and you're not gonna want to tell the gentleman this. You just do yourself a favor. So he is currently in front of you. His strength relative to yours. So like Naruto, as long as he's calm and not doing anything, you're pretty sure you could stab this kid with a dagger that does a D4 and kill him. If this kid turns on his powers, you're pretty sure there's not a divine force on this planet right now that could kill him. Doomsday
It's a
Bobby.
fucking nuke.
Oh, it's gonna get worse. You're gonna love this. Alright, so there's your question. There's that question. He is tied to the last thought, which, to summarize for our viewers, is the guy who all of the Fae courts had to gather together, combine their power, sacrifice 2 heroes of their age, and a whole noble house, as well as countless armies, to seal him, not kill him, seal him in Moors. where he sits, and currently his entire body is what maintains Moore's. His powers are completely psionic. Out of character, this is Evil Zebril that was from this timeline. For reference, this is the guy Zebril pops in to replace after after that guy disappears. But yeah, so for in character, for what you realize is, yeah, he is tied to that individual, which is basically to say he's tied to Theriston. It's the equivalent for those at home. And my Theriston's much more active than the other ones that we've had on sessions. So, and then lastly, his primary class is the Psionic. I think it's the Soul Knife, is what it's called. It's the Rogue one. Let me pull it up real quick.
Oh, there's Lurk.
It's not
Soul Knife.
Lurk. I think it is Soul Knife because I was really obsessed with Soul Knife at first, and then I realized it was crap.
Yeah, Soul Knife is the one that's just all you summon
Yes.
a weapon that's your personality.
Yes, this was the one because this is what he was using the dagger as practice for. Yeah, so he is a Soul Knife. He is a level 7 Soul Knife.
God damn, is he advanced for a kid?
Oh yeah, for reference, he is for age roughly 7 to 8 years old.
Like
And
Roland
then
looks like a lazy bum.
oh yeah. And then his most powerful attack is a thing called the Gateway of the Last Thought, which is to say that it opens a gateway and allows the individual to, at the sacrifice of the caster, their body is offered and the last thought is given so much time on the mortal plane. To say he's basically a walking nuke is an understatement. Yeah. Any other little questions, side things on that before we pop back down there?
No, I think I need to process that shit for a while.
Yeah, you want to take a second? I'm just gonna quickly save your spell list for a future thing on my note, and we can go back down to Friday campaign.
Yep.
All right, I have traumatized Bartimaeus. You might need to give him a minute as he takes a second to process what you guys have stumbled upon with his check. But
Don't worry. I made a plan, and the time you're gone, I might just kill the boy. Then it won't be a problem.
yeah,
No!
I'll take the. I shall take the fall. I know it's bad. I'll take the fall.
Bartimaeus kind of looks in on the kid, kind of grabbing some of his blood from his cheek into his jar as he kind of casts, as he takes a dab of it on his finger and kind of lets it go into the air as he casts little bubble kind of forms in the air as it reflects everything, kind of answering Bartimaeus' question. And you just see Bartimaeus goes wider and wider and wider until like a cartoon character, his face is shrunk up, he's like sweating bullets, like fully freaking out.
Yeah, I like chuck the kid over my shoulder. Just go, where's the nearest airship? And begin sprinting.
We don't have one. We don't.
Good enough! And just start running out the city.
Bartimaeus just top speed, and for a large guy of his girth, he's still fast. Alright, as Bartimaeus starts taking off, James and Soot, you're kind of left standing in the throne room as Bartimaeus just takes off through the door and into the city.
James, may I have a set of your personal effects? A copy of your clothing, please.
As James will pull out one of the unmarked merchant outfits that he's probably been wearing over the last few months.
You go catch up to him. I'm going to make sure people don't think that you can be followed. As I pat him on the back, and I'm off to take a slave.
Oh. Alright.
People think James is dead. It's the best way to handle this.
Interesting. Okay. You've made a choice. Alright. As James, you start rushing, kind of rushing after him. Bartimaeus, what's your run speed?
160.
James?
I'm faster
Faster,
because
okay.
yeah,
Perfect. So
thanks
as
to my boots.
as James kind of eventually catches up as he runs after you, as the two of you kind of head down through the city. We're going to come back to you in a moment because there's going to be there's something at the gate as you lot get there, but. As you two kind of round a corner and see a progression kind of coming in through the gate at roughly about this point now, around 2:30, 3-ish a.m., somewhere in between. Soot, what's your plan?
I'm getting a dwarf slave. One of the ones that was, as you said last session, was too stubborn and did not accept any deals.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm taking it with me. There's going to be a dead James at the gate.
All right. Yeah, as you head down, seeing the guards kind of sitting there playing cards, made from actual fish
I
skins.
don't think that's a good idea. God damn it.
As they kind of one takes a bite and kind of chews on it as he makes a matching pair. As you walk over, clothes kind of like shrunk over your shoulder. He kind of looks up at you and goes, "Oh." As this young, kind of like a middle-aged dwarven gentleman, just normal guard attire, some leather armor, and a very cheap sword, kind of looks up and goes, "You you here to entertain us? I'm not really into old individuals, but I mean, if that's all we could get for a few copper pieces."
Kind of raise an eyebrow. I am here to collect slaves. We're beginning to do the trade-offs of the ones that were not willing to work with us.
You got some paperwork to prove who you are? As he takes another bite out of the card. Chews on it as
Yes.
fish flakes kind of fall down.
Ah, yes, of course. Just one moment, and I hit him over the head with a stick.
Alright, give me an attack. Let's see what you can do. I have a thick AC of 18.
Dude, I can't, man.
This is the one
Oh,
time
plus
you roll nat 1, and he turns, and it kind of turns into 3 of them as he turns around and stabs you.
Yeah, 29.
Damn, that's OP. Alright, roll your damage. I got
24.
16. Okay.
Unconscious you go.
The other guard kind of looks as you smack the guy upside the head, and he falls forward onto the table.
Ow.
And the other guy looks up and goes, "What the hell?"
As I was saying, I'm here to do to begin the prisoner exchange. We'll give one to him. Yes?
No, James will have my ass.
All right.
I'm gonna kill you as he goes to pull his sword.
Oh, unconscious.
Go ahead and roll an attack. I don't know.
No, listen.
I don't have quick draw, so sadly I can't make the excuse to attack you with him.
21 to hit.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage. I still got 16 HP. I got this.
25.
Shit.
Bonk.
As you suddenly hear a thud and he drops onto his friend, the two kind of collapsing the table as the candle kind of falls into some mud, kind of designating as the slaves kind of look at you with worry and concern.
Oh.
What's...
I had to fake my death to get away from the situation to fix things.
So are you,
Exactly.
You're just kind of walking in, I assume, to pick one of them that looks like James?
The only roughly looks like I basically just need a dwarf of somewhat similar build.
Give me a search check.
Sure.
It needs to hold for at least like 24 hours.
No, I just need a 22. I just need a head start.
Yeah, as you find an individual who looks to be a younger guy or Snowbeard, looks up at you. You kind of he still seems to wear the crest of the Golden Mule sigil kind of on his chest as he kind of looks up at you and glaring, his noble attire fully destroyed at this point, barely just holding on his rags as he kind of hides himself behind a few children that are kind of in the cluster.
Come on.
Looks
You don't want to
up.
make this work. Don't want to make this work.
What are you gonna do to me? As he speaks in Dwarvish.
Prisoner exchange. You're probably being let free. Come on.
Holy shit! My mother actually got the ransom. Alright. Pushes the kids aside, shoving one of them in the mud as he kind of steps on the kid's foot as the kid squeals in pain and kind of pushes past.
I'm going to let him walk in front. The moment he's out of view of these kids, he's getting hit upside the head.
He kind of struts like a peacock, chest kind of puffed out. His like slightly gauntlet physique, but kind of walking as fast as he can and as proud as he can. A couple of the women look up at him from the quarters as he looks back and goes, "I told you should have slept with me. Otherwise, I could have gotten you all out of here."
Oh, perfect. The women see me clonk him upside the head.
Go ahead and give me an attack. Oh no, Big Bro's about to smack him down.
Shouldn't have been an asshole.
Hey,
32.
32, alright, roll me a non-lethal damage.
Oh.
Also 32.
No, you know, hey, I had 30 HP with my noble levels. That would have been almost enough. Oh, all right. Yeah, as you knock him over the head, you watch as he kind of falls unconscious into the mud, face first, as he drops.
Yeah. I heft him up and I glance over at the women and I just go, he's not free, as I just walk away.
You hear some light claps as you walk out of the slave pen and kind of walk back towards the castle. So what? I assume you're just gonna stab him to death as he's asleep and then prop him somewhere.
No, front gates, because people already know James is like awake and walking around the city.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna walk to the front gates where I'm supposed to meet with the party because people have seen James walk there.
Mm-hmm.
And in mind, I'll kill him there,
Okay.
so it'll look like I'm in James's clothes.
Yeah, as you kind of head
I'll
up.
lower my visor so I no longer look like James. I look like a creature.
Bro, you're going at top speed chasing Bartimaeus. Don't worry about it.
No, don't worry. I said I'll meet you there. I'll explain the plan when I get there.
As you kind of head up, towards the courtyard, finding where James had left his coffee cup, and kind of looking at the coffee as you kind of crinkle your nose at it, as you sit him down in a chair at the next to the table, as if James was kind of looking at or drinking his coffee, enjoying the courtyard. As you kind of dress him, give me a is it disguise? Is that the skill check? Let me check. Yeah, disguise check, please.
20. Not nat.
Okay. And you're only just putting clothes on him because the guy was equivalent to roughly to his height. Okay, got you. All right.
I get clothes on. Once it's on, I'm chopping his head off and taking the head with me.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna put the head in a bag, and they're just gonna find what
So-
they think is the body of James
You
sitting
don't-
at a table.
But you don't have a sword. Are you using a kitchen knife?
Buddy, I have the biggest blade in the team on a stick. It's gonna be one clean swing.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. All right. As you go and cook and cut, as you kind of disguise or dress after dressing up the body close enough to James, taking the head as you do as you leave the body. Thankfully, give me a move silent check as well to make sure none of the workers and servants notice anything.
Dude, if they get seen, I'll turn into a monkey. This will be the funniest shit in the world.
James has been assassinated by an ape.
Exactly.
Like a monkey. Let's see. My move silently. Oh, it's +3. 19.
Bunga bunga.
19?
Yep.
Yeah, as you disappear into the morning night sky light, kind of vanishing with the head of the individual as the body lays there, fully going limp as the blood starts to slightly spurt out as onto the beautiful white rose bush that was kind of lingering next to the pathway. As you disappear, and we cut back to James and Bartimaeus. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break for those who need it. As we continue on. They will be right back. Welcome back from our break as we are. Hello everyone again. Yes, as we cut over to James and Bartimaeus, who are rushing towards the gate. As you run to the gate, you do see as a progression of carriages are kind of coming through. Bartimaeus, as you pass by, you do see the first front carriage seems to have the sigil of the Ironheart kind of upon it, kind of proudly being bared as you pass by. Are you planning to stop, or are you just rushing through the gate?
Yeah, no, the entire reason I'm leaving is to make sure that this kid is beyond any confines of this spell circle.
Okay, no worries. As you continue rushing past, James, are you stopping as you chase after Bartimaeus?
Does anything about this procession of carts ring a bell as to what might be happening?
Well, you were told that Glitter Rock was returning to your territory here soon. This probably is his progression, as you realize.
Ah, good! Turn the carts around.
You imagine if this is a trap for Glitter Rock? That'd be fucking hilarious.
You know what's funny? You might have just nailed it on the head, buddy.
Yeah, I'm
As
turning this card around because he's
James-
the only other powerful being I can think of.
As Bartimaeus runs through, James, where are you continuing to rush off? As you do see Glitterrock in one of the carriages, kind of sauntering past.
Poke my head in, turn around.
So you're gonna come to a full stop and tell him this.
Just yell it as you run by. Just yell it as you run by.
Yeah, I'll yell it as I run by. Turn around, Glitterrock! Leave!
Alright, as you shout this
Okay.
out, give me a diplomacy check. No adding spells or buffs other than what you have currently, what you have naturally. Unless haste gives a bonus to diplomacy. I don't think it does, but you never know.
No.
That'd be fucking hilarious. Like, by being fast, you will listen to me more.
Right?
29.
29. Okay. As James shouts this, chasing after Bartimaeus, Glitterrock kind of looks out at you, confusion in his eyes. He sees you rushing off and goes, no. What? We're meeting in the bye. As he watches you pass by,
God
completely
fucking
unable.
damn it.
Kind of getting out of the carriage as he kind of gives a call for it to halt as the procession kind of comes to a stop. As you two disappear into the forest, continuing to rush off,
Oh no, I'm stopping outside the walls where the bounds of the spell circle would
Bartimaeus
be,
is
I
going to the
believe.
forest where you guys landed, which is a few miles outside of the city. As he continues rushing off towards the large hill that now has a small little watchtower kind of being built on it by one of the mercenary groups. As Bartimaeus rushes towards that, seeing as the only other location of note, far away from the city. James, as you come to a stop outside the city, waiting. The lights kind of glimmering on the walls as men kind of pass by and kind of look down at you, seeming to shake their helmets but continue on without doing anything.
James looking like a creature.
Mm-hmm. Few minutes pass by, another couple of minutes pass by, and as suddenly Soot comes rushing over, you see Soot kind of comes up to you as Soot, you kind of with a head in hand still, kind of walking up to James, who's kind of standing
I
outside.
I put it in a bag.
Oh,
I
my
said that.
apologies.
It's just in a
sorry.
sack.
Yes,
Carrying a sack.
my apologies. Soot carrying a bloody leather sack with him as he arrives.
More
So I just
normal.
thought of someone else it might be. After.
Oh, you told me this now? Okay.
Glitterrock is a very powerful entity.
As you say that, behind you, a massive surge of magic explodes.
Well, too late. You warned me too late.
Didn't realize he was coming back tonight.
James, as you see one of the carts just rushing off down the road, catching up to you guys as it comes to a stop, and you see a young Pierre standing there, mustache fully vibrant, no sword on his hip, as he looks out.
Pierre, you got your mustache back.
Goes,
You made a deal. Not the time. Not the time.
Glitterrock ran to the capital. He said, or the center. He said that he heard that Soot killed you. I'm. Oh.
God fucking damn it.
Hi, James.
I told him to leave.
Yes, he rushed up because he was leaving, and then he saw Soot with a bloody head and heard someone scream that someone cut James's head off. And well, he told me to chase after you. I assume he thought that Soot had killed you, and I kind of see why that doesn't make sense. Now, you wouldn't pay someone 50,000 gold pieces.
He just ran headfirst into a trap we now can't out because the magic circle just activated.
As you hear screams of terror and pain coming from inside the city.
With what I can see of the magic, is there anything I can try to do?
Give me a knowledge arcana or
without
spellcraft.
killing myself.
Yeah, knowledge arcana or spellcraft. Bartimaeus, I will say, will come to you here in a second with the tower.
13.
13, ouch. James, and is this spellcraft or is this knowledge arcana?
Spellcraft, given what I'm looking at, I'm directly trying to affect a spell.
The amount of magic is beyond even someone of your ability to bring up. This is casting level, roughly for out of character reference, around 11th level spell magic. In character, it's like a god has just decided to blast the city with a magic. um, it is
With my armor
imploding.
acting as a conduit, would I be able to try to siphon it off?
Oh
Given the
no.
caster level for the armor itself is higher than my own?
If you wanted the armor to explode and yourself potentially with it, yeah. But I don't think you have another resurrect up your sleeve that I recall.
No, I was willing to sacrifice the armor to try to stop the spell.
It would be like tossing a pipe bomb into a fire. In theory, it might put out some of it, and it might break it, but it's going to still explode with and be magically charged.
How much further away do we need to evacuate?
Not at all. The spell seems to be contained to right within inside the wall or the perimeter of the walls.
I
As you
didn't
kind
know
of
he was coming
watch
back tonight. God
and
fucking damn it.
think, Soot, Pierre, and James kind of watching the glimmering purple light show, like a lightning kind of striking down as it happens.
Well, there's gonna be someone else pissed about this.
Bartimaeus, as you kind of find yourself kind of walking up to the outpost, the tower, you notice as you get within 100 feet of it now, about 7 miles outside of the city, right? A massive forest kind of dots the west and the north to you, as well as heavily through the east. But as you came from the south, walking up here, the path has been mostly cleared, but the tower itself seems to be smoking as you get closer. And even from this distance, you can see the rather large door that had been built into the center or into the entrance has seemingly been completely pushed in or taken, as it no longer is on its hinges, and the hinges, even from here, look to have been ravaged by some sort of strong creature. As if kind of like you ever torn off like a piece of a toy and seen the plastic shred and rip, that kind of similar idea, except in this case, splintered wood, if you will.
Yeah. Am I getting, say, for example, raiders of some kind?
You
Perhaps
know,
of a giantish variety? Maybe
that's
with
a
some
pretty.
storm?
You give me a spot check or a search check to see if you see any ships just dotting the horizon or any weird signs of anything. Or listen, I'll take that as well. I know none of those are probably things you have.
I got search, or I don't have search, but I have a +4 modifier, so it's better than nothing.
Hey, it works. As you look about, you do notice deep within the very tall trees, kind of and thick in forest. There are a few areas of clearings. James had mentioned that his army beforehand had been like stationed in one of them, and as you kind of look over, you see a massive warship with the words "Clan Grunaga" carved in giant along the side of it. For those who don't know what that is the main family and the main group who rule the Storm Giants. Utham's father was the previous leader. Now it is Utham's oldest brother, Faltharn. But as you see this, recognizing the clan name and recognizing the massive ships to be either Storm or Cloud Giant, you put two and two together pretty quickly to assume that the outpost has been taken.
Yeah. So does it look like it's I might be a misunderstanding. How big is the outpost? Because I was thinking it was just like a single watchtower, and they
Yes.
just more or less raised it.
No, it hasn't been fully raised. The tower still somewhat stands. It is burning, as you are burning on the inside, so you do see smoke coming from it and emanating from the few windows. But to note, it is built big enough for giants to walk through, mostly of the rock and like frost. So you're looking at roughly about a door that's about 27 feet tall that has been torn off and destroyed.
Got
So each floor is about roughly about 35 feet high, and this thing goes about 3 floors roughly.
Okay. So they're not necessarily occupying it really, as much as probably going through it and looting it, more or less.
Yes, as you don't see any guards from here, given the guards would be too small from this distance to recognize anywhere outside, you'd guess that they've either killed them or captured them and put them on their ships.
Okay. Well, as a brave, noble hobbit once said, the closer you are to danger, the further you are from harm. I'm going to cast silence on myself.
Mhm.
and get up to the point where I'm like near enough to the outpost itself, and then I'm just gonna cast Fog Cloud and just hide in the fog that looks like it's just smoke billowing off of the building.
Okay. With the kid still in arms.
Yep.
Okay.
And just send a message over to Soot to roughly where I am.
Okay. All right. As we cut back then for now, as you kind of get yourself set up, I will say you are lucky. The storm giants not really looking outside of this outpost, as they're very much interested in what was inside of it for mercenary equipment.
Yep. That
so-
well, they can't see through the fog cloud either way, so it's like it's just smoke that's coming off the fucking thing. Thanks for that idea, by the way, with the last session with the sewers.
Yeah, I'm recognizing. Yep, as you hear, and I assume what you would also be telling Soot that there are storm giants at the outpost raiding it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I start trying to, fabricate the same sort of spell circle that I just saw, to set up to if I have to stand and deliver.
Okay. Give me a spellcraft check real quick before we cut over.
35.
We'll come back to that. Keep that number in mind. All right. Soot and James. Soot, as you hear this message kind of come through from Bartimaeus, Pierre kind of seems to just watch from his carriage. The light shows. James kind of stands there thinking and wondering what he could do, what he did wrong, everything.
Try to be a good person, it kills people. Try to be a bad person, it kills people. I can't do anything without everything fucking blowing up.
Well, if you're a bad person, you don't care that they're killing people. As I take James's hand, start leading him away. Come along.
Oh.
Like a
Well, the
father.
spell's gone off. That means once it's done, it shouldn't be able to go off again, theoretically.
Well,
With that
once
much
it-
power.
well, we're not going back anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
There's things in there we kind of need.
Oh, well, if the spell went off, and it was a storm giant spell, what do you think's nearby?
I'm going to slaughter them.
No, you're not. Come on. Come on. I'm not going to let you walk to your own death.
As you continue down the main road up back, I assume so you're taking him to where Bartimaeus is?
Yeah.
Okay. As you two kind of start walking in that direction, Pierre kind of stays where he is watching the light show and just kind of remains as you watch him slowly fade into the background. About 20 or so minutes of walking at a normal pace. Finally, you see as the light show seems to dissipate, the sounds of the screaming seems to die down as you begin to get closer and see the rather large tower kind of careening over the forest itself as it sits on the hill. It is a singular tower with nothing else outside of it. As though you do see Bartimaeus kind of smoke emanating almost next to the building, as again, you can kind of see the signs of some shadows in the gemstone windows on the second and third floor, where the fire seems to clearly be beginning to burn through. And as well, you can begin to see some points of where the wood has begun to cinder completely and tear apart. The storm giants kind of walking about as they kind of go back and forth grabbing things, as well as the occasional screams of individuals you guess to be the mercenaries in the area.
Whole lot of not my problem.
All right. I assume you two are going to stay like skirting the forest and not just walk up straight up to the outpost tower.
Yeah.
Okay. And Bartimaeus, I'm correct, and I understand. You said you wanted to be next to it, so that way it looked like it was on fire. You were just smoke coming off the building, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I want to make sure I didn't misinterpret that. Fantastic. Yeah, Bartimaeus, after around another 20 minutes or so of you sitting there, nothing kind of happening other than the occasional scream and shriek of people above, and the sounds of clanging metal, and on one occasion, at one point, a chest come flying out of the top of the tower, crashing into the ground with what looks to be a collection of gemstones and coins that you recognize James having given one of the mercenary companies for their service. As you kind of after about 20 or so minutes, you do see James and Soot kind of not sneaking per se, but kind of sticking to the tree lines as they come around to the side of the building, where you're kind of located. About, I'd say, 60 feet down the hill, where they meet the forest or the tree line itself from you.
Gotcha. I just like kind of like backing them over because this is about the safest place we're gonna get for, a little while.
Okay, so the two of you sneak up. Give me a move silently check, please, both of you.
I cast silence on him.
You sure you want to do that?
Well, I can dismiss it when they get to the fog cloud.
Uh huh.
22.
No, you're right because it would diminish their ability to see or hear people coming up on them.
Also, the fact that how do you know there's not a caster in this tower? Okay, 22, I got you. And then James?
Silently, hold on.
I said, wait to cast it until you see what James is rolling, is what I'd recommend first. If he rolls well, there's no worth wasting a spell. If he rolls a natural 1 and critically fails because he gets a negative, you should probably cast it because it's worth the risk. Hey! See?
I will levitate myself, so I'm
actually not
technically
bad.
not making noise.
James, I'm gonna be honest. It is a grass plain up this hill. The worst thing you have to worry about making noise of is the fact that you're going up the muddy side of you slipping and your armor kind of like digging into the dirt. But to be very clear, even that, over the sounds of these storm giants really going at it inside as they're making a lot of noise, wouldn't be really hard to pick up. For them, as you kind of climb up the hill and walk over towards the fog that Bartimaeus is hidden within as he holds the child, just kind of chilling out.
The
The
spell
most
went
eerie
off.
face. Good.
The spell went off.
Yeah, I cannot tell you how grateful I am we were outside of that going on.
It got Glitterrock.
I do not know who that is.
A very old vampire.
Ah.
Who worked for me.
I'm going to be entirely honest with you. The alternatives, this is the least awful.
Whose safety was guaranteed by the Svant household, which means that whoever set that circle up has pissed off something older than us.
Now, did they promise his safety, or did they promise that they wouldn't kill him?
Oh, they promised they wouldn't kill him, but he was still theirs to punish after my lifetime.
I have an odd feeling they're not going to care. Especially not against something of that power.
As the storm giants above continue kind of rummaging about, you watch as one of them kind of comes down and looks about as he pokes his head out, horns on his helmet made of what look to be the bones of or the rib bones of a powerful and large fish that seem to be kind of melded into the bronze helms. As kind of looks about, his very slim beard telling you quickly his age isn't very old by any means, as well as you look at his tattoos are only upon his arm, where he has, as you recognize, the sigil of a dragon made in a black scale coloration, which, for those who aren't reading my books, or aren't reading the updates, which is fine because I'm still updating it, the Storm Jotuns, or the Storm Giants, tend to mark their battle squads as tattoos upon their arms to basically signify who they are. And when they become Vikings, they put the clan that they represent on their back to basically represent who they come from. So, as you see, for reference, as you see that many of them, and that's why I keep specifying the tattoos thing, is their tattoos basically tell the story of their service. As the young individual kind of pokes his head out and looks about kind of side to side, not seeing any of you, and kind of slams suddenly something heavy and metal as he smacks it, and you hear a squeal of someone high pitched as a bunch of members. And let me pull my name up here of the the Dark Song and Knights, the last 25 members, are kind of pulled out in chains, their armor stripped from them. Almost all of them a mix of dwarven and dragonkin descent, as they seem to be walked out in chains by the storm giants one by one, almost in a conga line together. As the youngest storm giant who kind of looked out earlier kind of guides them back down the hill and towards the forest where you, James, and Soot assume the ship to be. Bartimaeus, that's where you saw the ship to be exact. Now, a few moments go by, and as like they're kind of brought out, another storm giants kind of follows at the end. Both of them seemingly carrying rather large-looking glass swords that seem to glimmer with this blue and yellowish energy that seems to kind of flash about in quick surges as they seem to kind of watch eerily about the forest and look about, but don't seem to notice you lot.
Gentlemen, do you have any plans? This would be about the time I would suggest cutting and running.
I'm not sure for once. I'm open
So,
to
Rich-
suggestions, because my only plan right now is to, as James pulls out a second Warhammer from his bag, throw this in front of him and hope one of them picks it up, because what's in it will probably take over his mind in short order.
This lot doesn't seem exactly like we need to fight them. To be frank with you, this boy's safety is more important than literally any of ours.
You'll have to explain that.
Are you familiar with the last thought?
Am I?
Give me a knowledge history, James. I know Soot's player knows why this is bad, or will recognize why this is bad, but we're gonna see if James recognizes this from the lore.
I
As
had
player, I know who it is. I just, as James,
James clearly does not.
James knows nothing today.
Yeah.
Rolls.
No.
It's a chaotic day.
no, I don't.
James has been replaced with Jon Snow.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of like nod. I was like, well, long time ago, there existed this thing called the Fey Courts, and literally all of them had to come together to seal the fucker in what we refer to as moors. This kid, on his death, granted, it's a willing sacrifice, but I'm not willing to wager whether or not it much matters. Was summoned the last thought to this world for a period of I don't fucking know how long.
Oh, great. Another world-ending threat.
Two more storm mutants kind of climb down to the tower with huge chests of loot under each arm as they walk off.
How young do these ones look?
These.
Do I hear any more inside?
I will say you do. These two look to be a little more middle-aged, and they do have tattoos almost covering their entire body, which does tell you these individuals have thought a lot longer than the younger ones you saw earlier, who only had
We have
tattoos on
nowhere
arms.
we can go. Okay. We have nowhere we can get to safely. That's the issue.
Anywhere that's not here is safer.
No, because moving along the ground, airships will spot us like like running mice.
Well, the alternative is to sit here and wait to die.
I don't fancy our chances of commandeering an airship.
Watch as a
did I-
shaman.
Did I see the airships? at all?
You did not. If you want to give me a search or a spot check now, you are welcome to.
I'm in a fog cloud, so I can't see out of it. So
Oh, that's true.
I'm not gonna stick my head out for
Yeah.
this.
You do see as Bartimaeus says that though, you see as this like shamanistic storm giant who looks ancient, purple skin, and Bartimaeus, you recognize him as the guy from the mirror, kind of comes walking out as hunched over as he kind of like holds onto this long stick made of a mixture of bone and what looks to be blood turned into a thick crystallized resin, kind of intertwined together. As he sniffs the air, deeply looking about, and I just rolled a nat 1. Oh my fucking god. Okay, cool. And as he looks at your fog
He
cloud, just
kills
looks
himself by
at it and
smelling.
just shakes his head and turns and starts meandering down the hill kind of loosely as his body seems to kind of sway side to side due to instability as he disappears into the forest. At this point, you lot stop hearing the giants inside and it seems to go silent.
But with 3 individuals and a child running through open country, I don't think they're exactly going to be looking for us.
No.
What with a full city to plunder?
Luckily, most of the loot would have been set on the ship and sent with it so that it's safer.
You hear
We-
in James's ears. James rather hears this. As Glitterrock's voice suddenly appears, or suddenly it can be heard in your head, James. So, why did you tell me to run, and then let Soot kill you, but not kill you? And then what was with the light show?
Sense motive to see if this is really
Yeah, go ahead. See if you can figure it out.
because. God, not my fucking day.
It sounds like it. It's a good thing we didn't go into those elemental fights, huh? It sounds like
I would have
it, James.
preferred to go into them with this bullshit.
It sounds like him as far as what you can tell. There's no reason, like, I mean, he literally just said what you were told he saw. So,
Didn't know Soot was planning a body double.
well, I don't know what's going on where you ran off to. I just wanted to let you know. Some people screamed. We found a group of El Ugbo worshippers in one of the taverns that had been semi-destroyed, and then they just exploded from an intense magical reaction. I thought that was you, but sounds like it's not. Are you coming back?
I will share this information with Soot as I try to sense motive again because I'm still concerned.
Sure.
I believe you can't make a skill check in for an hour if you fail.
Check. No, you cannot make 2 checks on the same individual target, being a task or otherwise, on multiple occasions, unless your DM states otherwise for it to make sense. So, I assume it means, in the same sense, that you're not supposed to technically make multiple checks on anything. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because if you fail a check and believe someone is someone, you don't have a reason to do it again.
Correct. Yeah, so I'd say no, as far as it goes. There's no reason for you
Okay.
to doubt this individual.
Do I still sense powerful magic coming from back towards the city?
You can give me a spellcraft check for that.
I mean, Lord James, I would tell him about the raid, imposter or not. It doesn't really matter. The raid's here.
23, and I will bring up. Well, it seems like the Storm Giants are about to raid the city as well.
You hear a response of, yeah, no, I noticed there's a lot of them in our streets right now, and they keep grabbing clerics and priests, as well as holy men. I am fighting, as you hear the clash of metal in the background, 2 of them as we speak, and was really starting to wonder if this was going to be a casual conversation, or if I could count on your assistance anytime soon.
We're on our way.
Okay.
All right.
What was that, Soot?
To our deaths we go. All right.
That is a load-bearing we.
As Bartimaeus kind of looks at this, are you following after them, Bartimaeus?
Fuck if I know, like, this is a wild idea, because I don't know if I might not have mentioned that the spell circle can just reactivate, because the
Nope.
fucking
No,
corpses
you
are
didn't.
feeding it blood.
No? Well, No, Soot knows that because you mentioned that to him in the sewers. You didn't mention it to James.
That's why. So it's
Otherwise,
kind of
James would have ordered the evacuation.
Oh yeah. No, I go ahead and wait a minute. James, did I mention that the spell circles can reactivate because the corpses are feeding it blood?
No, you didn't. Glitterock, evacuate.
You hear as you feel or try to cast or allow the magic to flow, responding to his spell. You feel the spell cut off, and the sand seems to dissipate.
Yep, there
He
it is.
physically dropped the spell, or something happened. Also, with that spellcraft, the city is giving off a lot of magic, but more smaller signals rather than one big whomping amount. There's not a whole
Does it feel
spell
like
circle
something I
going
could
off.
manage?
Well, currently
to
it does not feel
slow
like the spell
down?
circles going off. What it feels like is a bunch of spellcasters just appeared in your city.
Yeah. They don't have a target for the god enslavement, so they're not going to bust that nut.
Or they did already, and they're waiting to recharge it.
One of the two.
As you look on, James, through the fog, seeing the Clan Grunaga ship that had landed in the forest kind of begin to take off and disappear as it flies off into the clouds.
Why me?
Because the world hates you.
At this point, I agree with that assessment. You just seem to be hated by some guy. I don't know.
I want to note, James knows this in character, by the way. His character, or the player doesn't know this, but his character would know this. Storm Giants do this every year, every April, basically. Like, they come in and they start raiding people. The reason James has never had to experience this, because he's never owned territory, but this isn't just happening here, for the reference. This is happening all across your nation right now.
Well, not only that, didn't know about the blood circles.
That's
I mean,
fair.
I'm assuming the big epic circles are new.
No, the circles are new. The raids are, that's what I meant. Yeah,
The
no,
raids
fair enough.
aren't what I'm talking about. James is more annoyed at the circles.
Yeah, but as you look on, James, you have a choice as you see the city beginning to light fire or ignite flame. Mm-hmm.
Can I parse the average caster level? Like, does this seem like something we'd be able to
Not
take?
without spellcraft, you couldn't. I can tell you that there is no caster that seems to be stronger than you out on the field.
Okay, so there's no
Right.
caster stronger than what would be applicable level 9th. Okay.
No. Applicable level 10th.
That include the ancient guy.
No, did not. His ship
he
took
got on the
off
ship
to the
and left.
clouds. Yeah.
Shit,
Oh, thank God.
I'd go kill him right now if that was the case.
It's
He'd be a
like,
lot
bring
easier.
his ass over here. I'll play him like the bongos.
I will let you know though, James. You do sense some sort of strange arcane energies going off in the city. That could be psionics. It could be blood magic. It could be just fucking god powers at this point with how many kinds of magic you've ran into. You're just unsure what it is.
So many fucking unknowns, and I can't just abandon it because it'll cause more problems for us down the line.
All right, Lord James, no thoughts, no thought of repercussions, nothing. Go or not. Waiting here is just going to make it worse. Go or not. Do you want to save your friend?
I want to save both of my friends because Rollman's still in there fucking somewhere.
I am positive he's probably fine. Do you want to save your friend?
He's probably fucking somewhere. No, that's a good description of it.
If he's not, he's definitely winning these fights against these giants. If they're only as strong as I am,
Exactly.
caster-wise.
But as that kind of looks you in the eyes, kind of like
Let's
grabbing
go.
you on the shoulders.
Bartimaeus, hide the boy. With them leaving, they won't just find a random kid in the forest. It's not their target.
Just kind of like nod, like very, very, very tersely. It's like, I hate this so much.
So do I.
Got it. Well, I set the boy up with a little tent.
Okay.
You know, my little my traveling set kit, off like near the woods, and just like give him a note. It's like, we will return. Please don't wander off.
Yeah, do not enter the city.
You have to I underscore it as about 17 times. It's like
Okay.
enslavement, death, and worse awaits. Here's Mr. Jangles. He will fucking entertain you. Goodbye.
As you
And I set my homunculus down to.
to go watch him and make sure
James
the kid
will
doesn't do
leave.
anything stupid. Yeah.
James will leave a signet coin from the Ironheart Merchant Company with him.
All right. As
Because that
the
should be at least enough for him to know that we're coming back.
okay. As the three of you kind of make sure the kid's set and start to head off to the city, the sounds of screams can be heard, the sounds of explosions across the city, and the sounds of people being taken away as ships come suddenly fluttering down from the skies in quick succession as you count 7, 8 airships, which
Do I see their
James,
engines?
they do not have engines, they are using their sails.
Ah,
Yes, these
all right.
are storm giant ships for reference. Um,
No, that's good news for me actually, because they don't usually carry weapons on those.
as you I'm happy you say that, James. I'm so happy you just foreshadowed that. As James watches the large spell cannons that they do actually have shoot out
Fucking damn it.
giant balls of storm glass. That is, by the way, pure electrical mana. That is just giant balls of electricity that are just dropping onto the ground that explode out with basically chain lightning effect. Um, James
The
says
ones
this
without-
out loud. Good.
The ones without weapons, Lord James, are the ones that attack other ships.
Or are poor, as the clan Grunaga sigil flies high amongst all these warships as you rush to the city.
I'm going to take
Mhm.
great pleasure in knocking them out of the sky.
As James says this, seeing as you lot rush up to the gate, seeing Rollman clashing with what looks to be a storm giant in full orichalcum armor and a massive glass blade that seems to be shocking anytime it gets parried away. Rollman holding it off while 2 other guards attempt to try and fight another. That is where we're going to end session here. We thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And I guess it was the start of a bloody battle. Wasn't my original bloody battle, but it was one at the end. So, you know what? We'll see you guys next week. Thank you all then.